What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Sarlacc Digest.
Are we live now?
We are live. Thank you, Chris.
I haven't done that in a while. I figured it was time.
Haven't done that in a long time, and I was really not even trying to bring attention to it, beforehand.
I know your games.
Thank you. Yes, so we are the Sarlacc Digest, a podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 86, being recorded on September 23rd, 2020, and which brings us to 37 days before we start watching Mandalorian Season 2. So we are in line. We do have a special guest today. So before we introduce him, we go around the horn here and start the Sarlacc guys check in. We also have a chat room that's live, and everybody get your questions and comments in and get ready to talk some Star Wars. So I am your host, Darth Moocher. I'm joined here with Chris.
Yo, what's up, guys?
That's Mr. Hot Topic, Chris. Right?
That's me.
Yeah. Interrupting Chris. We got Scott Solo.
Hey, what's up, nerds?
We got Ernie the Fallen Fett.
Hey, guys, what's up?
Bootleg Joe.
Hey.
Ooh, sexy.
And from Texas, from the Force Choke podcast, we got Lewis joining us.
How you doing, guys?
Good. Hey, thank you very much for joining us. It's a different time zone. You know, I know it's getting late over there, but you know, you guys are night owls out there. So.
Yeah. Texans, we can handle just about anything.
Yeah, there you
go. Hurricanes, floods, all kinds of stuff. So we're good.
Right on, right? Yeah, exactly. Jeez, man, what else can you guys handle? Jeez.
Don't ask that. What's wrong with you?
But that's why I bring it
We'll
on.
send over fires and earthquakes.
Yeah. You want a couple of these
right.
fires that we've got over here? I mean, that'd be
right.
great.
The hurricanes, just put it right out.
Right.
And what do we do? What do you do if you're a Texan and there's a hurricane coming? You go to the beach and you party.
Yeah. I was about to say you light a fire, but no, that's even better. So Force Choke podcast. All right. So we've been kind of like monitoring each other. You know, we always in the same family, I believe, because you know, it's all one big happy Star Wars family, and we've been trying to get some cross promoting going on, everything, and it's about time you guys came on. So welcome again. And so
you know, when I picked out crews, it was people that we've engaged with and have been positive influence on online a lot.
Very important.
You know, and we go back and forth with, and those are the folks we wanted to bring on, and you guys are part of that.
Well, we really truly appreciate it, and we wish we could have the whole team on. You know, some of us, are nurses. Some of us work in grocery stores. So you know, I mean, when this pandemic hit, I mean, it was a real struggle trying to get doing podcasts, but a little bit more about our team. My name is Lewis, of course. We also have Tim, Sarah, and Micah. We construct and call ourselves the Council, not the Jedi Council, not the Sith Council, just the Council. Yeah. And we are the Force Choke podcast. We're just regular fans talking all things Star Wars. So that's our kind of our pitch line. We're not experts. We don't claim to be experts. And we love to talk theories, rumors. One of our council members, Tim, coined the phrase official rumor. And we ran with that. Right. He's like, this is official. It's an official rumor.
He's not lying.
Just ran with it. Exactly, right.
I noticed that. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. So, you know, we just enjoy getting together, talking Star Wars, having fun. And when you guys asked us to come on, you know, I was going to be the one able to come on with you guys today. And I'm really excited. You know,
awesome.
What I really love about Star Wars and Star Wars fans is, you hear a lot of this negative stuff on social media, but I think for the most part, most Star Wars fandom is positive. Yeah. Especially when you go to conventions and you get to the root people that really love and enjoy Star Wars.
Yeah.
You can critique it. There's nothing wrong with that. You can still love it. But the positivity, that's why, you know, our when you reached out to us to come on here, we were like both 2 thumbs up.
Cool.
We're there.
Yeah, that's one thing. It was funny because you know, we interact on a lot of social media also and everything, and there was a question that was brought up, and I remember seeing this. It says, you know, who is the toxic places to not go to, and there's like maybe 2 to 3 different sources. I'm not going to give them credit here. I'm not going to say their names, but there was
Yeah.
like abundance of like, don't go here because all they're doing is negative. And it's like, and then they asked who was a positive influence. I mean, it was a whole bunch. So there's always a talk of that, like, you know, the toxic fandom and the toxic fandom. I go, well, I mean, in our circles, yes, we do come across it. Don't get me wrong. It is there. It's not that we're blind to it. It's the fact that you're trying to be like, you know, not give it any more fuel than it is, because it's a vocal minority, right? And
Yes.
Very, very vocal.
yeah, and as we do try to keep it positive, just like you guys, we do address a lot of the stuff that's constructive criticism, stuff that we don't necessarily agree with, or maybe we overly agree with. Episode 2, Chris. So it's
Underrated, overhated.
so,
Confirmed.
but we're constructive about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
you know, I have a hard time with some of the sequel stuff, but also some of the sequel stuff I absolutely love. I cannot write it off like some of these people go, like they just get it destroyed, and it's just not. It's not fair. It's not fair. And you're 100% right. Go to Batu, go to a celebration, and you will see 100,000 fans, real fans. I mean, really engaging in those 4 days and everything. And it's something to behold. It really is. Like all that toxicity goes away because you're enjoying what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I tend to get in tussles wherever I go. Like somebody's gonna look at me and we're gonna have an issue. Right? But never at a convention or a celebration ever. It's always chill.
Yeah.
And that's the thing we miss online is we forget that sometimes we go berserk.
It
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
because it's easily to get wrapped into it. It really is.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
you want to defend it, but at the same time, like I've said this beginning, like probably at the first or second podcast that we did, was like, you know, Star Wars is personal to me, so I could take it and go home and let the world burn on it. So I don't really care. Like, you know, I love talking about it, but at the same time, no one's going to destroy my love for it. It's still what I take home every day and how I live it. So with that, again, like we'd like to reach out to other podcasters or other people in the community, you know, even authors and everything like that, to bring in this circle and talk about and stop bringing the negativity out and start talking about the love for Star Wars.
Promoting
Absolutely.
the positive.
Yeah, and then with that, you know, you guys also address rumors, right? So you guys
Yes.
will delve into the rumors, and you really are careful with it, because as we are, we're careful not to be like confirmed, my sources, blah blah blah, all those dirty words of rumors. It's like we'll talk about the rumors and how that rumor fits in a certain lore or fits in this. Can this be true? Can this not be true? And we'll take it from there, but would never be like, I heard Pedro Pascal quit, and that's official, you know. So
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about that.
So great segue,
That
right?
was that even a segue? That was just like a flat out, there it is. Just
right. But this is how I want to kick that off. I want to ask, because you guys did address this, right? And I saw an IG post on this, and you were addressing the Pedro Pascal quitting midway through season 2 or whatever. Now, I first want to ask, how did you guys hear about that rumor? Because a lot of times I always ask other people when they address it, I'm like, well, where did you get that from? Is it from him? Was it from Disney itself? Because, you know, we only trust official sources, right? Otherwise, it's just hearsay.
Of course.
So
Yes.
Yeah.
And so the way that came about was Micah, one of our council members, he was like impromptu, like, hey, we should podcast. We haven't done it in a while. Let's do it like in the next day or two. I didn't want to come in with 0 topics or anything like that. So I started doing some digging, you know, and I like to do some research that is a little bit more intense digging. So I'll scrounge all over the internet, you know, possibly for sometimes 2 to 3 hours, you know, just digging for content that other, you know, websites or other sources or entertainment Star Wars podcasts may not look or find, you know. And so I found this little nugget from a website, and I wish I should have either snapshotted it or something, because I would like to give them credit for it, but I just don't remember what their name was. But finding them, then I started searching other sites and started this 2 or 3 others. And so when I presented that, you know, that topic to the team, you know, this official rumor to the team, they were like, what? Where did you get that from? And so during the podcast, Micah, he started doing some research of his own on the side. Let me type this up. Let me see what Lewis is talking about.
Right.
This has got to be fake. You know.
That's our first instinct.
Yeah, so he found a couple of sources, and he's like, nah, I don't really trust them. And then all of a sudden, this week that we're in now, we're kind of starting to hear a little bit more of that ball rolling in that direction. I don't know if you guys have started hearing more rumors about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it was Grace Randolph is who I had to look up her name. I couldn't remember it for the life of me, right? And she's one of those three, the kind of the leakers, right? They had the big three. That I say big three, the ones you don't trust, right? Not the big three good ones, the three other ones.
Yeah.
Zero credibility.
Zero.
Right? So she's on that line. But what did you guys think? Like, do you think that's legit? Do you think? I mean, what was your take on it? On that piece?
Our take was, if this is true, they could go several different ways. One of the ways that I talked about, let's say Pedro Pascal got upset, said, hey, you know what? I'm done with this show. Y'all can do with it whatever you want with it. I'm done. Let's say he did that mid-season. There's a character in Legends called Jodo Cast that took over Boba Fett's mantle after he was swallowed by the Sarlacc. And impersonated Boba Fett for quite a while. Now we know Tamara Morrison is coming back as Boba Fett. It's on IMDb, I believe.
Yes, it is.
And
his agency has it on their site. That's what hosted it is. His agency put
Get out.
Yeah.
Oh, did you not see that, Ernie?
Yeah. Oh no, we didn't see that yet. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, dude. You weren't in the chat, and I'm sorry.
I've only been at work for like a month straight. That's right.
You have too.
So, I kind of theorized, what if Boba Fett kind of does what Jodo Cast did? You know what I mean? Somehow takes the mantle of the Mandalorian or something of that nature.
Right.
Or, the other thing I kind of mentioned to the team was, plot twist, is the child the Mandalorian?
Oh, for the season?
For the season.
I see.
He's a foundling.
Oh, he's a foundling. He better get a helmet.
With
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So that's kind of, along the lines, we weren't treating this as news. We were treating this specifically as an official rumor. And what is it that Disney could do if this turns out to be an actual fact? Right. So we kind of expounded on that.
Yeah, you put it in like lore, like what we do. We could take that rumor and go, okay, how can this fit? And
we call that theory crafting.
Yeah,
we start going through and start weaving it all together and figuring out how it all works.
Yeah, and a lot of times rumors help that. Honestly, they do. Rumors of what the trailer is going to show, rumors of another show and how that can intertwine in whatever. I'll say this, and then we can open up to everybody else. Even if it is true and Pedro Pascal quit. First off, obviously he finished the season. Okay, he's there because that would have been a big thing, I think, unless he's got a NDA that he can't talk about it until whatever. We know for a fact that seasons 3 and 4 are already greenlit and ready to go. No news of recasting. You would think that would be a PR thing. Okay, so even if he did quit, okay, he quit, but he came back, and maybe some creative differences. Now, I don't see Pedro Pascal doing this especially in a product like Star Wars, where he can throw weight around, because
he has no weight to throw around.
Well, because his face is only in one shot of the first season. Okay, so Disney could be like, I can write you out of this whole thing.
Voice acting that part is not that big a deal,
right? So I don't see that he has a lot of clout right now. Yeah.
I think that was from the rumor that I heard and doing this research. That was one of the main issues, was that he was not getting enough face time on the set.
That's not his call. Like, honestly, I always say that,
absolutely.
That's not your call. That's the writers, that's Disney, that's Filoni and Favreau.
You signed up, Chief.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's how actors get.
And I don't see Pedro, honestly, I don't see him that way. Like, he's Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he couldn't get an award because
Yeah.
they can't make him the best actor. They had to make him a voice actor.
When we went to dinner, he made me pay. He's that way. He is totally that way.
No,
Hey, do you guys think he got pissed? Do you think he got
Yeah.
pissed because the way that Mandalorian, that thing where it shows like how the making of it, the way they revealed that he wasn't that much like in it because he had like 3 other stunt guys playing his part.
Well,
he probably called crap for that.
Probably pissed him
but
off.
that came out after season 2 had wrapped.
And that's what I'm saying though too, is I'm going off of where Bootleg is saying though too. Not only along with Chris saying that we don't need him for anybody can do the voice.
Right.
We've already seen that other people more filled the shoes.
Yeah.
The whole outfit of being the Mandalorian like we
Right.
don't. And
I 2 other dudes that are already the Mandalorian.
Correct. Yeah. That we don't need him. And season 2 has been done.
Yeah.
So if he gets mad at this and there wasn't enough again, like, so let's say it was an after. So they wrap season 2 and everything. And then he goes off as far as, well, they didn't show me enough. We've already been set. Did you remove your helmet?
Right.
Like we know the rules now. Like, okay, you're done.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go off of, well, I wanted more FaceTime and like that. Like, sorry, dude, it's not going to happen. And with the rules already set, 2 other actors playing you, your voice is fine. We can get somebody else.
Right.
I would see them being like, okay, bye.
They've done it before.
Correct.
Here's the thing. I don't think any of us want this to happen. We don't want Pedro to leave. We like him in the role.
Does it matter to you though? If it's true and he's gone, does it really make that big of a difference to you? Because to me, it doesn't mean.
I love continuity.
I'd be more mad if they redid Grief or anybody else.
Yeah.
There you go.
If this is the point to do it, you do it now, right? So leading into a more meatier seasons and more time, more even if he's going to get more FaceTime or whatever. But
we talked pre-show real fast before we jump.
Yeah.
Pre-show we were talking, and you mentioned something about not being used half a season. Like, was he mad about that? Or could it be maybe that the rumor is he's not in half the episodes because he's MIA during the show, like he's incapacitated in some way and he's not getting a lot of airtime? Because with all these other cameos that could be coming up and setups and stuff, he might not. Maybe there is angst about that, but he wouldn't have quit, but he'd only be in half. So maybe the stories are getting mixed.
Yeah, and it could be, Tim, one of our other council members, was he messaged me on Instagram, saying that it's official, and I don't want to say it's official because I don't know for sure.
Right.
But that there's going to be an episode where it's almost purely the child and no Mando in one of the episodes.
Okay.
So
that's the Ahsoka. I'm telling you, that's the Ahsoka episode where she has him.
Again, this is season 2, right? And when we hear these things, I'm like, yeah, that's cool for me as a watcher and someone that consumes this stuff. It's almost like any other series out there, right? Breaking Bad and all stuff where like Walter White isn't in this one. It's a whole, that's about the Chicken Man, episode. We can have these kind of things, and I actually appreciate that because you marinate more characters in this bigger world. Yes, it's called The Mandalorian, but we can stray a little bit here and there. Now, again, I don't think that's any way to quit over things. So again, it could be something where it's contractual. It could be something again like what Chris had mentioned. To be nominated for certain awards, you have to have so much time and whatever, and it could just be not. They could be coming like, okay, another season of this phenomenal series that he's not going to get rewarded for it. I don't know his past, if he's even like that as an actor, like he really wants that recognition, or is it other actors like, hey, I just like to work, So again,
I want to ask you guys a question.
Sure.
And it's a real simple question, and then we don't have to think about it too much, but. For instance, do you think Disney should have kind of kept a little bit of the magic where one of the guys mentioned, we got like 2-3 other stunt doubles for Mando. And it's like, if they would have kept it a little bit more magical and us, even though we know there's a stunt double, make it at least seem like Pedro Pascal is in the suit most of the time.
Yeah.
Don't you think that would have been a little bit more suitable for the viewership at least?
Well, I think collectively when we were going through the making of, we kind of mentioned like, wow, there was like 3 guys playing the Mando. Like, where did Pedro come in this? And they showed him voiceovering and showed him with that one scene. And what is he doing? Like Ernie said, they have a gunslinger and then they have a stuntman, and then the guy that's walking is Pedro. Yep. So yeah, like I wished it was more Pedro in it. Absolutely.
Yeah, but before that series started, that was my complaint. Is I'm not big on behind the scenes stuff because I do like some of the behind the curtain stuff not being known.
Right.
Yeah. But I ended up loving
Mm-hmm.
this one. I loved it. But to that point, that's the one thing it did hurt was, well, I didn't think it hurt. I thought it was neat because then you have more people you can try to get to interview, right? Because I can't get Pedro on, but I
Yeah, he definitely has a restraining order.
right, definitely. Since Game of Thrones,
Yes.
it's been a mess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I shouldn't have asked him about that.
Sorry,
kiss.
threw me out.
Yeah. Right.
But anyway, yeah, I was worried about him too to that point, but I like that damn behind the scenes so much.
I like it too.
Because of what Filoni, only because of Filoni. I just wanted Filoni to talk all the time. I wanted him on 5 different 45-minute episodes of Filoni talk about how great George Lucas is.
To hear his storytelling and everything else they did, I get it. At first, it does take away a little bit, but it was great to know that. See, it also opened up more of, to me, the title is just The Mandalorian. And when we saw him on that second episode, and there was others there and the armor and everything, to me, it became a whole thing of, I want to know their story.
The world, right.
So I don't mind if they even killed him off. Like that was Din Djarin. Like, okay, so he's done.
Then next season 3 is The Mandalorian.
Man.
Right. Well, I want to see.
And you see them all.
Who said it earlier? I think it was Darth Omega or Mando Mike said, I was going to say the same thing. An armor episode. I want to know who she is. Sure. If she's like their leader type, let's go from there. I see it as that. Like, okay, we saw other people can play it, but I also see it like it's what, to me, it and being a huge Star Wars fan, Lewis, is Star Wars to us wasn't a bunch of known people. I mean, probably just Harrison Ford is the biggest one to come out of Star Wars, right? So seeing that other people have played Mando and other people are playing these other ones too, to me, that's also cool and leaves the Star Wars that I grew up with and loved, because anybody can put on that helmet and play it. It doesn't have to be a star.
It could also become almost an anthology series where it's the Mandalorian of the week kind of thing. And I mean, they could take it in that direction if they wanted to. And
that's absolutely, that's what I brought up on our last podcast as well. It was that, it's called The Mandalorian, but who is the Mandalorian?
I think it was in episode 3 of the show. He mentioned that they only go out one at a time. That way,
one at a time.
Right. So whoever the Mandalorian is whoever shows his face that day.
Now,
I think the biggest thing to me is, as long as Favreau and Filoni are the ones doing it, I'm on board.
Okay, that's as gutsy as you can do. I mean, I think it was already gutsy to have the child Yoda species in this series anyway. 2, it'd be the most gutsiest thing to do if they killed off the Mandalorian and brought another one is to take up that mantle. Because twice in season one, he was almost dead. The Mudhorn and the last one, right? When the child healed him, he was almost dead. So he's very vulnerable. But I think at this point, if you were going to do that, where you were going to have like this Mandalorian found the child, then he pawned it off to another one, and this whole thing, I think you should have done that. Again, I'm no writer or whatever, but you should have done that early and not have because I mean everybody's in love with the Mandalorian and child. This Mandalorian and the child. And if you kill them off now, I think it's like they should have done it in season 1. It might be till too late for that kind of like shock, right?
Kind of cheapens them a little bit too.
Well, it depends on what they have planned.
I think it depends on the killing though as well too.
Sure.
How does it go
like
off?
A huge correct, not just
like Baby Yoda did it.
Right. Well, something.
Holy shit.
Something heartfelt. Something just major. Sorry. No, Joe, you're absolutely right.
Sorry.
No, you're absolutely right.
Because right there.
That would be. And so it depends on how you do it correctly. It would cheapen it if the rumors are true and they did it because no more Pedro. I think that cheapens it. But if you had a good arc behind it and it was like loving or heartfelt or even
sacrificing
twisted,
himself to
like you
the child.
Yes, that means a lot. And now the armor has now passed it on to the heavy Mando. Right. And then I can finally get to cosplay.
Now we know what it all boils down to.
Remember when I posted that article when I showed you guys and Chris right away like shot it down because it was from a bogus website about him leaving.
Oh, okay.
I can't even remember who the name. Either way, I don't want to give no credit.
Down, by the way, but yes.
But I remember a week before that though, I heard I remember hearing somebody saying that that season 2, a lot of the episodes we're gonna try and get away from the Mandalorian and focus more on the other characters. So when I heard that, I was like, that kind of makes sense. If he is leaving, that they're gonna pull away from his character to start focusing on these side characters.
That was we got this covered, and that is one of the 3.
Yeah,
that's the 3 of the trifecta.
Mando Mike brought up a fact that Game of Thrones, very early on the end of season 1, they killed off their main character, and the way they did it was very poignant, and it set the stage for the way the entire rest of the season went.
Right, that's
true.
It's
not out of the realm of possibility that they could do that.
It's not.
And he was just taken over by another Stark.
And that's what I'm saying. With this show, so far, from what I've been proven, is that it's no holds barred. I mean, a lot of things go on this thing. Like, these guys are not afraid to do things. Again, I think putting the child in this as a Yoda species was probably the most dangerous thing to do with this fandom, right? Because you touch it, you're messing with Yoda at this point, even though that's not Yoda, right? And to do something like that again, I don't put it past them doing that, but man, I don't know. I will sit back and watch it play out. But I also agree with sometimes a second season will deter a little bit from our main characters and give others like a rise in trying to like importance. Like maybe Ahsoka's in it, but she has her own arc in this thing and doing that. But yeah,
it did sound like when Esposito was interviewed, and he's the one that confirmed the 3 and 4, right?
Yes.
He's the one that said what he said was this season sets up a lot of things for 3 and 4.
He did say that. See,
so it's like this whole season is just a setup season. Like I'm excited about it, but I'm also kind of worried because I'm like, I'm not going to get any kind of payoff in 2 is what it feels like.
Right, because he said everything is going to be is where the meat is. That's what he said.
Yeah,
and,
that means we got to wait another year.
Season 2 is going to be our Empire.
I would hope, but it feels like it's
and
going
on
to be
a dark note. Hey, I wouldn't. I mean,
I don't want it to be Iron Man 2. Look who, it is Favreau.
Yeah.
Kind of a sidestep here, guys. Sure. I don't know if y'all, the Mandalorians they said it's not a species. It's more of a creed, right. So did y'all notice, and I'm sure y'all did, the armor has little horns?
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you think she's a female Zabrak or something like that?
We were thinking more of Maul's people right? Of Darth Maul, not his people, but the Mandalorians when he took over Mandalore.
Right? Yes, yeah.
Name.
Like she's a remnant of that.
No, the Death Watch.
Yeah,
the Death Watch.
Yeah. Not so much that not so much that she's Zabrak, although that'd be cool.
There's nothing out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah,
she couldn't be.
Especially if she's the armorer and she made herself some custom stuff that went over her actual horns.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
That's pretty custom. Yeah, that's dope. I'd take that all day.
Awesome.
Yeah,
but I'm hoping she was loyal to Maul, and that comes up later. Then we can see the armorer younger in a Kenobi series when she's chasing after Kenobi for Maul. See all sorts of cool things.
She's the one that actually made Maul's legs.
Gosh, now. Yeah. So we also talked about the unfortunate thing that happened with the Ray Park and not being Maul anymore. You know what I mean? So
we're guessing.
Yeah. So there are all kinds of stuff going on, and I'm curious who they would get to play Maul. You know what I mean? Moving forward.
We talked about that too. Like Maul, we replaced him in our heads already. Ray Park.
Although that was a more complicated discussion because because he's got the martial arts behind him and he's got a definite style about him.
Yeah, there
but,
is.
I was of the opinion, I think more so than you guys, that you could replace him and I'd be fine.
I was that too because the voice is not him. So it'd be fine. Yeah, it'd be more of the demeanor of that Ray Park does bring, but I think you can imitate that.
There's a couple irreplaceable people, right? And those are mainly the legacy heroes,
right?
Really, everybody else seems to be okay replaced. Even Kenobi, everybody thought at first you couldn't replace Kenobi. Now I'm taking McGregor anytime if you ever want to CGI him into a Force Ghost. McGregor's fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As far as Darth Maul goes, too, he's so much older. He's lost his bottom half. And it sounds squeakier now in real life. Whenever he was in Solo, everything moved really slow, and he was very So they could get somebody who's not quite as skilled as Ray Park to take over that role too.
He's an old man near then if he's coming up.
And again, I'll reiterate this, but also see, like, if we do see Maul, I also see him as a more of an authority figure rather than the warrior to go around. And that's where you can replace Ray Park, because then you can get someone in the makeup that represents it and everything, and doesn't really have to do the martial arts thing. What we all want that, because that's what Darth Maul is known for, especially last season of Clone Wars. I mean, we wow. So so we'll have to wait and see. I know nothing's official on the other stuff. I know that I was watching Rogue One the other day, and I was wondering about the Cassian project, if that's what's, I want to know where it's at, you know, like
they just changed directors today, and it's filming in 2021.
That's right. They did
a Black Mirror director.
Correct.
Right?
Now, I haven't really heard the downfall of negativity on replacing that director yet, because
I don't think anybody's really worried about. It's taken so long. They just keep changing jobs. They can't sit on the hook this long.
Yeah.
So when you keep going and everything gets delayed, and all of a sudden it's like, look, I got this show that I'm gonna maybe do Cassian next year. Are you good? Well, no, I got this other deal I can do right now for Netflix. I'm gonna go take this one. Yeah. So there's prestige about doing Star Wars, but there's also pressure. And if you're not doing it right now, I'm gonna get paid over here.
Mm-hmm. And if
that's what happened there.
If you step slightly out of line, that can be catastrophic. You know, so
it has
been. Game of Thrones, fellas.
The Game of Thrones guys,
that was a while back,
Lego Star Wars guys, you know, Rise of Skywalker, Trevorrow, you know, like there's
Trank.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of like if they want to bring their own, they get X'd.
Yes, so. You don't cross KK. Do not cross KK.
Well, according to all the rumors,
tell you said that.
Yeah, according to all the rumors, she's out. She's been fired years ago, and George Lucas has been doing anyway. But
stop it.
You know, it kind of seems that way, huh? He seems to be popping up.
Here's the thing about that.
in places where you don't think he's good. You're like, oh look, there's George Lucas.
Yeah, here's the thing about that. It's a win-win for us, right? Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, we would love George Lucas back in and doing something or just his name attached to it. We're not gonna cry about, like, I got some friends that go like, did you hear George Lucas replacing Kathleen Kennedy? Well, A, that's a rumor, but B, awesome. Like,
you know what?
Okay.
You know what I hope all this rumor stuff comes from. What I hope is all of a sudden we watch season 1, episode 1 of Mandalorian, and they don't say anything. And at the end, it's all directed by George Lucas. Wouldn't everybody lose their minds if all of a sudden he did one episode of the Mandalorian and top secret, nobody knew it, and all of a sudden you just saw that.
I would love
it.
But
like, oh my God, that was the greatest episode or crap episode, right?
Yeah. Joey, go ahead. You get a second one.
What hack did this one?
Yeah.
But here's the other thing, though. You know, the prequel trilogy, he said, I don't want this anymore because of all the crap I had to listen to and all.
Right.
Everything I had to put up with, all the judgment. So why would he want to come back to this?
Right.
I mean,
just one episode. I'm not saying take a movie. I'm saying on Mandalorian, he would do one episode. These are his friends. These are his people. He goes and visits them, right? Mm-hmm. He tells them what to do on certain scenes without a faster, more intense.
Right.
Just take one episode and just make the whole world blow up that you saw directed by George.
And I'm fine with that. I'm just saying, if I'm talking more to the rumor of him taking back control.
Let me ask you guys: Could this be a Transformer moment? Something that is more than meets the eye. Could it be?
I don't know. Is it a Michael Bay?
I know, right? No. Could it be that Kathleen Kennedy is there now to take all the heat instead of George Lucas? So George Lucas could do what George Lucas does.
Right, it's in his contract. It was in his contract. This is how I get out of the prequel hate.
That's why he donated it all and didn't keep any of it. Right?
Exactly.
No big.
Kathleen Kennedy would never end her career on that note. Like, she's been around so long.
Nah.
Her list of movies that she's produced,
and rightfully so. She gets a bad rap for some reason. And honestly, I was watching tons of
it was all about that Nike setup.
Yeah, every movie that I've been watching, it says produced by Kathleen Kennedy. It's like her stamp is on everything, you know. Yeah. And again,
she made one movie that the Star Wars fandom freaked the hell out about.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's let's burn her at the stake.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was behind the scenes on one film. Otherwise, she gave us Rogue One. She gave us The Force Awakens.
Absolutely.
The Rise of Skywalker has its issues, but I enjoy the heck out of it.
Yeah.
I love
She gave
Solo.
us Solo, which
Solo's
is
great.
so much fun and so underrated.
Yeah.
She gave us the
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. She's
Yes.
behind the scenes on it.
She gave us
She's
the
given us
Mandalorian,
Rebels.
guys.
Season 7 Clone War.
Rebels,
Yes.
season 7 of Clone Wars, exactly.
Yeah.
Get your head out of your rear and realize that she is far more than just the Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, I took a poll from our council, our 4 members of the council, on Kathleen Kennedy. Should she get an extension on her contract? I was the only one that gave Kathleen Kennedy a thumbs up to extend her contract. The other 3 on our council were thumbs down. And I just said exactly what you guys said. Oh, so you didn't like Solo? Oh, so you didn't like Rogue One?
Right.
Oh, so you didn't like the Clone Wars? And they were like, oh, well, that's a good point. Oh, wait, that's a good point.
No kidding, right?
I didn't hate any of them. I don't even hate Last
exactly.
Jedi. We can argue about Last Jedi with anybody. We're okay with Last Jedi. It's just Resistance sucked. That's the only thing that's ever sucked.
Yes. Resistance was not made for us, though.
Right.
It was
It wasn't
not
I watched all of the Resistance.
Yeah.
God bless you, sir.
Yeah, it was hard.
I think
It
that
hard
was
to get through.
that
Lewis,
was a
you and I took that. We fell on that.
Yeah,
sword.
Scott was Scott, did you watch it? Because we didn't watch it.
I missed like
I was
8
like-
episodes, and I don't think I missed it.
I was like, look, Kylo Ren. Okay, it's over.
That was
Yeah.
it.
I believe that was
Those are
just
the episodes I made sure to watch, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that was it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That had to be in a contractual Cartoon Network thing, like really, or Disney's
just
show, or
odd.
Disney's something like, you have to give us one more, and they're like, okay,
Here
we'll
we
give
go.
you one that
We're-
means nothing.
Yes.
All that
exactly.
being said, if she were to step down, I would certainly hope that Dave Filoni would be the guy to pick up the mantle and carry this thing forward.
Yeah, that's an interesting
There are so many
question.
good things going on. Sorry, Marco.
Okay.
There's so many good things going on with Star Wars too. The books, the comics, everything else too, and the games. There's a lot going on. It's not even just the films and the cartoons. That's all because of her. That's under her.
It's under her
Every bit of
watch.
it,
right?
This is all under her watch, and there is some really good stuff in there. There really is,
Yeah.
and like I think the good outweighs the bad. And if that question was brought up to us, would we want to see Kathleen Kennedy's renew her contract? Right. Geez, that's a hard one, because that really puts you on the spot, because that really kind of makes you choose a side. You know what I mean? Even if you say no or yes, it makes you choose a side. Like, okay, you're okay with a lot of stuff. I'm not okay with some of the stuff, but I'd rather see, at this point, I'd like this, for me personally, I'd rather see her step down and bring someone else in as a creative drive, because now I want to see something different. I think we've got a lot of stuff in there. The sequel trilogy is over. Our legacy characters are over, I believe, I hope. Like, let's not touch that anymore. Let's go on to something else. I really want to see Old Republic come to life, and I don't know if her head is in that direction. So that would be my reasoning. But I still like what she does,
I think good.
I was going to say, I still see eye to eye with Chris on this, that the movement to the High Republic is a stepping stone to go farther back.
And that's cool with me.
Yeah, it's all coming. It's all coming. Yeah, I wouldn't want her to necessarily step down. It's kind of the double, right? I know what I'm getting.
Right.
What we just need to do is let her be in charge, but trust the people that know what they're doing with Star Wars,
that's
right?
it.
She knows what she's doing with film,
Right.
with that kind of thing. But Filoni I don't want Filoni running the whole thing. That's not Filoni's wheelhouse. Filoni's wheelhouse is Star Wars story,
Right.
not
Right.
running the organization and making sure games are happening and this is happening. That's not where we
Good
need
point.
him. Not
That's a good
even
point.
not even Favreau.
I like
So
you're right.
just trust them.
That's a good
Head of the story
Yeah.
group.
Yeah,
Head of
that's
story
a
group would be
great
good.
thing. If Kathleen Kennedy stays on, I think she should remain the producer role, and I don't think anybody really knows if she's sitting in a story group saying yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. I don't know that. I think people are assuming that because she does the producer role. She gets
We'll
the
find
money.
out.
She gets the everybody together.
Yeah.
The director wants to do this. There's been creative differences on why Trevorrow was fired. And the Lord, the Lego guys are fired because of creative differences. But I like to see her, if she would remain, stay out of this. Give people the chance to story, because it seems like the two things that to me that have explored the work were Rogue One and The Mandalorian. Both. Or Rogue One was a side project by John Knowles and brought to Kathleen and like, okay, this is actually doing something. It became one of the greatest Star Wars films, in my opinion. And Mandalorian is the gutsiest, first ever live action, gutsiest Star Wars show that is Star Wars. I mean, it's probably more Star Wars than Star Wars. I mean, it's so familiar to us. and Jon Favreau and Filoni know what they're doing. And if she gave them that creative freedom to do that, then I think she should do more of that.
To be a good leader or manager, you gotta
Correct.
trust your people underneath and be able to delegate and give out the strengths of people, right? You're not
Yeah.
the one playing the game. Let them play the game. You just put the pieces together.
Yeah. And she's got a lot of pressure under Disney. Remember, she's not Disney. She's got a lot of pressure under the Disney umbrella to make things PC or PG and all that good stuff, to make sure the dots are, dotted and the T's are crossed. That she's got a lot on her plate. So there's that also.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're pandering to a certain age group, and I believe if you do love Star Wars, you in essence you are a child at heart.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that we've expounded a little bit on, will Star Wars anytime have a R-rated film? You know what I mean? And
Right.
we kind of came to the conclusion that's almost an impossibility now, with it being under the Disney umbrella. You know what I mean? So, I think Rogue One is going to be kind of the pinnacle on, a war in Star Wars movie. That was in essence, a war movie. And so, she's brought a lot of really great stuff, and kind of pushing that forward to the Cassian Andor, series. I'm really looking forward to what they're going to bring with that as well, because he even says in that film, I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
So we'll probably see a young Cassian Andor, flashbacks again, maybe there.
Well, that could be the grittiest thing. Like you said, there'll never be a rated R, because Star Wars is for kids when it comes down to it, right? Lucas has said that over and over, and that's cool. But Cassian, with that point, he'll be a lot of he'll be a killer. He'll be a spy.
He is a killer,
right?
yeah,
But there's no blood in Star Wars, really, right? I mean, some of the hardest core stuff you've seen is Kylo dropping what's his name's head on a table,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, right? Or Anakin killing younglings and then burning to death.
Right.
I don't see us getting more
Not like like Logan in the Marvel world, right? Not like
this
this.
that deep.
Where
No.
we have
won't even see
Tarkin
blood.
dropping F-bombs and stuff. We're not going to get that.
Yeah,
Um,
blood's it won't be that much.
Every weapon in Star Wars cauterizes the wound. So no blood.
basically.
Unless you're an Aqualish.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, very good,
Yeah.
very good, very good.
Well, when we
Pat
get
on the
back
back.
to Old Republic, when they actually use vibro swords and stuff, that probably.
Well,
still
we're getting there.
cauterizes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Since you said that,
Mandalorian.
I'm going to segue. Did you see the new sabers today or last 2 days coming out from High Republic? Did you see some of that information?
So I did see the sabers, and again, I think I told you I confused them with the actual sabers that were did that list of fan choice for Disney Galaxy's Edge sabers.
Right.
I confused that to be like one of those, but I guess
That was Lady Cordova or Lord Cordova. I forget what that one was.
Uh-huh.
But then the one I'm talking about today came out from High Republic. They designed,
Yeah.
right? Where they're so January this stuff starts hitting out, okay? And Kevin Scott and Daniel Jose Older and a bunch of people are just putting this all together, right?
right.
Well, they had the art group show a lightsaber of one of the main characters. Kind of sounds like one of the heroes, because they explained this lightsaber as like, what would Excalibur look like?
Oh,
The way they explain the Old Republic is like, this is their Knights of the Round Table,
Oh,
right? This is
the
the
High
high,
Republic.
high
Yeah, yeah.
times for them, High Republic. okay?
gotcha. Yeah.
They make their garb look like it would be fancy Jedi, like,
Okay.
not like our brown robes and type stuff. You just kind of notice that in the artwork.
Right.
Well, this lightsaber is constructed. It's a cross guard hilt,
It is really cool.
but it starts up. It comes down and activates the lights would turn on the saber. So you'll watch the whole thing kind of go up in a cool motion.
Awesome.
And they said that the blade on it isn't like a rounded blade like you would see a lightsaber, more of a flat blade like a sword. So when it activates, it kind of goes up and makes this cool sword-looking lightsaber.
Really?
Like the dark saber would look, right?
Another toy I gotta
But,
buy.
Yeah, so that one's, well, I don't know if they're going to come out with it, but that was the design. They'll come out with it. It'll be
Right.
about two. But that was
how are you guys feeling about the High Republic? I know you said it's
pumped.
possibly a segue into the Old Republic.
Yeah, well, the reason I say that, Lewis, is because I don't think the regular people can go back 2,000, 20,000 years by
course.
themselves, right? So jumping back into a Jedi era prior to the prequels, far enough back to where you're not going to know anybody except Yoda, right?
Mhm.
And then give Yoda his own background a little bit before he's the Grand Master of the Jedi, right? Before he's running things. That gets everybody an anchor into our world. They'll use Yoda probably very little. and just give us an anchor so they can go back in time, start falling in love with Star Wars with different characters.
Yeah.
Then you go back to Bane, right? You go back there, and then you go back Old Republic, like way Old Republic. It helps everybody else, not us. I think all of us could jump right in and be cool with Old Republic.
Oh, absolutely.
But there's no anchor. There's no anchor for us for a regular fan 25,000 years ago.
Any objection to me sharing my screen really quick?
No,
go for it.
All right. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
There it is.
That is pretty cool. It looks like
I like it.
Looks like the crossguard bends down and
it opens up and activates. Yeah,
and it looks like a broadsword.
That's what they were trying to do. They wanted to make it look like Excalibur of a lightsaber would look.
And that's,
I get a little Thundercat vibe, but yeah,
a little bit.
Totally, absolutely.
I dig it though.
I'll stop sharing.
No, that's really cool.
What's the name? Stellan Geo?
Yeah, Stellan Gios or Gaios. Yeah, they what have they done? 1 to like 6 of the characters so far have been revealed.
Right, and going back to how we feel about it now. That's tricky, I guess. What the information?
I'm excited. We're getting multimedia drops on comics, novels, everything going on. Young adult novels. It's a whole. They're building a whole new saga for us.
Yeah.
I think if they see us digging it, then we're going to see films going backwards in time about older Jedi. Sorry, Marco, go ahead.
Well, what I'm saying is like I'm wondering how much of the impact of the launch of High Republic. I know they're trying to do it already by sharing some of these things in the concept stuff, but with the books and novels, like we already said, that's like a 10% of the fandom actually consumes.
Oh, less.
Yeah, way less than that actually consumes that. And to roll out a live action or a movie, I just think that's premature. Now, I do think that if they do animated series, that can catch some ground first. You know what I mean? Like you drop in the books and the comics for the groundwork, and then you put out a animated series. Because we know we got Bad Batch coming, right? And we don't know when or how long that's going to be. But I think they need to double down on some of this stuff. So High Republic, I would think.
Horses of Destiny.
Yeah. Those were the little commercials to sell the toys at first, right? Like they had those toys. Which are actually really cool little shorts. I like them.
Yeah, that's when we got Hera and Rex into Return of the Jedi canon.
But that's all familiar character. That's all familiar to get us to be like, hey, we know who these people are. Like Chris said, it's harder to get like a brand new
casual
thing.
Fan, yes.
The story has to be epic. It really has to grab you on this. Now they keep hinting, or they're shunning away from the antagonist of this High Republic. We know where the Jedi is going to be. We know Yoda. We kind of know his role. They gave us a little leak on his role of the starting role, but we got to know what's the threat. What's the big villainous thing that's going on to make this story, interesting.
Yes.
I
heard it was a group called the Nile, right?
Right.
Nihil,
The Nihil, something like that.
Like Darth Nihilus,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's interesting, right? Because Darth Nihilus is Old Republic, but then there could be like a group of cult followers that carry on. See, and that's right there the bridgeway to, like what Chris said, bring it backwards to Old Republic, because now you're introducing more familiarity with it. And I mean, I think all of us will consume it. I think we'll all bring it to our theory crafting and our lore and our podcast discussion. I don't know how the mainstream is going to attach itself to it. I don't know yet. That's
because as popular as Thrawn is, you would think the Thrawn books are the most popular of the books, right?
Right.
It debuted high on the new. I don't know how book bestsellers work, but it was only number 9. If you would think of any Star Wars, if anything, a Star Wars book with the fan base we have, if that many people, even if 10% read the books, it would be number 1 on the New York bestseller
Absolutely
list. Right, so we're more like less than 5%,
and that's always been like that too. Even like in Legends and old stuff, I think like I didn't consume everything in Legends. I consumed certain things in Legends. Of course, the Thrawn trilogy, everybody did that one, and
that's how we started.
And then going back, like I said, I really got consumed with the Old Republic stuff. I like the Sith Empire versus Jedi, Empire kind of, if you will.
During a lot of that time, that was also all we had. So we didn't have the movies and the cartoons.
Yeah, most of the 90s and late 80s, that's all we had. Yeah, exactly.
Caravan of Courage.
Battle for Endor, baby.
Don't you speak bad about my movie.
No, they're
Legendary.
great. I love them.
Legendary.
That was my favorite.
I got them on DVD, man.
It makes you think of Christmas, laying down, watching them. That's when they always showed up on Channel 2. That's the best.
Those will always be canon in my book.
Yeah,
right.
Well, like
and that's all we had at that time between books and anything else.
Yeah.
There's nothing that makes it not canon. They haven't screwed with it yet, so we'll go with it.
They brought that creature from the
Blurg.
Yeah, the Blurg and that big one in the Battle for Endor.
The Gorax?
The Gorax in Force of Destiny. It was in the Gorax. So I'm like, they're bringing things.
Oh, you're right, dude.
Yeah, they're bringing things from that specific time period, and absolutely, it's canon. In our eyes, it's canon.
Have we got Who Jibs canon yet?
No, I don't think.
We're working on it.
Mandalorian. Okay, if anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be Filoni and Favreau, right? Get a Who Jibs.
Absolutely,
they have to.
Yeah. I mean,
we should recheck all those bar scenes.
British accent and all.
It's probably there, Ernie.
Now,
that's what I'm saying.
Now, after we're done with this, I'm going to go put on the Caravan of Courage and watch it tonight.
Yes.
You were like, this did not age well, but at the same time,
it's the first day of fall. You have to.
It was fall yesterday, and that's one of the things I wanted to bring up. It's finally fall. Yay.
Right.
Yay.
Too bad
that was one of your topics.
It was one of those things that makes you really want to go to Disneyland, for God's sake. So.
It's true. It's cool because Jewel Baca, my wife, Julie, and I, we went to downtown Disney yesterday to check out the new Star Wars trading post.
Right.
And the entire downtown Disney is decked out in the Halloween spirit. They do have all the shops are open and all that. And I gotta tell you, man, I feel safer in this climate at downtown Disney than I do just going over to Target down the street.
Yeah.
Sure.
They are, everybody wears a mask. You don't wear a mask, they yell at you to put your mask on or get the frack out.
Yeah. Disneyland and all the theme parks got together and they had a representative to talk to the governor of California, right? This is California politics, but to say like, hey, we're ready. We are more than ready. We're actually more ready than the people that are open. So if you're ready to push this through, then we got this under control. Yes, Ernie.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was there. I was part of that meeting.
Ernie was a representative.
Please open. Yeah.
As we're walking around through downtown Disney, you see all the suits there inspecting everything. You see them watching everything happening. There was actually executives that were going up to people and saying, cover your nose up.
Wow.
It was the executives who were there interacting with people, asking us questions.
Yeah, because they want to open, they want to make sure that it's safe and everybody's done. Now, Louis, I know you're in Texas. Have you got a chance to visit any of these yet? Florida or California?
Unfortunately, I have not. Okay. So my wife and I were planning to visit Louisiana in March for her birthday. And after sometime this year, we were planning to probably hit one of the two parks. Right. Whether it was in California or Florida, I'm not too sure which one she wanted to go to check it out. But then the whole pandemic happened.
Yeah.
Here we're sitting here now, and prior to that, we weren't able to go. So I think my wife has underlying conditions that we would feel unsafe to go at this time, and maybe not even next year.
Right.
Here we're in Corpus Christi, Texas. I love the Dallas Cowboys ever since I was a kid, and we're probably not going to go to a game, even though they're allowing, I think, 25,000 plus fans in the stadiums. You know what I mean? So, yeah, absolutely. And so another thing, with Texas politics, I think our governor, Greg Abbott, is going to be, whether it's this week or next week, I think it's the end of this week, they're going to be allowing 75% capacity at almost anywhere.
Right.
So, yeah, so it's a very different climate in this area of the country, for sure, and as a matter of fact, I work for a grocery chain here. I'm a manager, and we're not allowed to approach customers that are not wearing a mask and say, hey, you need to put your mask on.
Right.
We are not designated, authority figures to be, representative of a police officer or an enforcement agency. You know what I mean? So, so we have really strict rules as not to, approach customers and being, enforcing that. So,
right.
It's very different, climate from one area to the other. But I'll tell you this much, I am looking forward to seeing, Batu, whether it's in California or Florida. It's really high up on my list. Unfortunately, we probably won't make it this year. But
right,
man, I want to see, what are those drinks going to look like? I know you guys are going to be attempting a podcast with some of these drinks.
The actual, we got the actual recipes from that, and we're going to try to go as close as we can to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like so, and I've heard that the atmosphere is, really, really enriching, and it gives you that whole total world feeling of Star Wars, which I'm really looking forward to experience that.
Well, we have it might have been a good thing that Celebration was pushed back, so there gives it a lot of time to marinate and get back to a place where we can enjoy that. Because I know for us, as much as we are dying to really go back to Disneyland stuff, if the day it opens, there's no way I'm going. I'm gonna wait. I don't care how safe they say it is. Yes, I wanted to, because I do want to get things back to normal, right? But again, I don't want to get sick. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So, I was in the hospital earlier this year, and I don't want to do it again. So
you and I both have underlying health conditions too. So and Joey.
Yeah. So as much as I would love to go and be day one, first, I don't think if they do that, reservation system's going to kill it. But but once it's to that point where I see Disneyland is really taking the precautions, and they are saying like, look, we're more ready than actual like Target and the people that are open. So
have y'all heard any? I mean, and okay, I'm going to go on an official rumor again here.
Sure.
I was reading an article. Once again, I can't tell you the source. I don't remember.
Right.
That the California park wants to move out of there. Have y'all heard? I saw that.
Oh, it's funny.
You mean the California?
Yeah, I was like,
Disney,
what is this?
The whole park in general.
Yeah, they were talking last week that Disneyland was in negotiations to move out of California into Texas.
Yeah.
I just think they just make a Disneyland just make a Disneyland in Texas.
Exactly. Right?
I mean, that'd be cheaper.
It has to be cheaper just to build it.
As much money as Disney's been losing, right? Like because of the parks not opening, not like losing. Oh my God, they're going big. No, it's what they're missing out on. They're not going to put in $1 trillion to uproot a park or rebuild it somewhere else and close this one.
Right?
No.
Yeah, I totally
agree.
Disney
headquarters is here. And it's.
If you were to go to Disneyland on any given regular day pre-COVID, you would find yourself walking elbow to elbow next to every human being known to mankind.
Yeah, there's no shortage.
Too much money.
Yeah, there's no shortage of monetarily reasons to move the park. Now, politics wise, maybe that's what the whole rumor thing is. Because
when you said headquarters, that's could be what I could see them moving headquarters out of state.
Like Burbank Disney and stuff. Yeah, sure.
Moving all that kind of stuff, moving Disney Studio, all that stuff out of California. I could see that.
Yeah.
For tax breaks and everything else, because California rip them off, but the park, no, the park's staying put.
Disney owns this state.
They can move everything else out of state and go to Texas.
Well, Disney owns this state. Their footprint on this state is what makes California California. So I don't think I think they own this state basically to move. You know what I mean? I don't know. But again, my solution is just build one in Texas. You have 3 Disneylands. You can get less crowded on the ends. You know what I mean?
You've got a lot of space out there. I've driven through it several times. So yeah.
Yes. For where I'm at, to get to another major city, minimum 3 hours.
Oh wow.
3 hours of nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, there is nothing. You're lucky if you see a cactus.
Yeah, I've driven through
no mountains. Yeah, I've driven through no mountains.
Yeah, it's interesting.
In November, my family moved to Dallas, a suburb of Dallas, and it's funny because I drive all the time, and I was driving out there, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't tell which way north is. Where am I going?
Yeah, there's no landmarks. Yeah.
No, there's no landmark. There's no mountains to judge by. There's nothing.
Yeah. You just all you got to do is you wait for the sun to go down.
Yeah. Right? That's why
aim that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I'm hope. Like I said, I hope everything gets back and with the least minimal damage as possible. But I haven't heard that rumor at all. I think
you know what though, this gives Disneyland time too to fix Rise of Resistance.
Yeah,
to
that's what I'm
breaking down every
I'm
5 minutes.
But
there are cranes in operation right now. They are building something over there big near Batu right now. I don't know if it's in Batu or near it, but there are big cranes in operation right now.
I still hear that
they're fixing old stuff and they're still going along with Marvel Land is also
but
that's over
Disney
that's across
California
the way.
side. Yeah. No, what they're fixing over by Batu is train stuff.
Ah, okay. I thought maybe they were going ahead with that pub.
Oh right, yeah, the Hut Lounge.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, they need to fix Resistance. You're right. Like, take that time and really work out these bugs, man. Because like, I still hear Florida's is still breaking down after all this downtime too. So, but
well, that was it's a very ambitious project.
Oh,
you know, I mean,
it's beautiful.
I mean, so many things seems like it could go wrong,
and they do.
It's like a Jurassic Park, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean. Geez.
Wow. It
believe
does
I
go
saw
wrong.
it firsthand.
But at the same time,
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's just like you get into that land, and there is no mention or there's no Mickey Mouse when you step foot into that Galaxy's Edge. You know, they don't know what Mickey Mouse is, and that's what's great, the immersion of it, and that's why we're so obsessed with it, and we keep bringing it up because it's a dream come true. To even be in our 40s and have this land, because I thought it would never happen. So
nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then going back to the Mandalorian, I had been, talking to a lot of people that love Star Wars, especially at work, about, a live action. George Lucas was talking about a live action, Star Wars show. I mean, what, like a decade or so ago?
They had 100 episodes written, and so they have them. Lou, he sold those as part of the deal.
Oh shoot! I didn't know that.
Yeah,
part of it was that 1313, right? Part of it was that Underworld, Coruscant Underworld stuff. That they were trying to, and then it was trying to be a video game, and then they canceled, and then EA canceled that project. Visceral Games was, they just canceled that whole thing. As the project was almost done, they canceled that, so we'll never see that. And then there was a whole thing. I know Chris and I used to talk about this all the time about the live action, and there's actually supposed to be other cartoons that were added. This is the Lucas era, right? So
we were planning on how we would watch it, whose house we would go to.
Yeah, we would.
Had plans for parties for these live action shows that never happened 20 years ago.
Yeah,
which was exciting then, and we were like even, like speculating on what could it be back then. I know, like I said, I know the Underworld stuff was something that Lucas really wanted to explore, which was really interesting. We can get that in the Solo series, like if Solo, that's what the Solo movie gave us, basically the Underworld stuff, and with the whole Darth Maul thing and Death Watch and Crimson Dawn. It's just like there's so much possibility there. I can't, like, I'm like, load the Disney Plus up, man, with like 14 shows. I'll watch them all.
Everyone,
even a Padme show. Yeah. Okay, I'll even watch it. Like,
tell me, guys, what do y'all think about and this could happen to us too. Mulan came out on Disney Plus,
right?
But then you got to pay for it,
right?
How did you feel about that? What if a Star Wars movie pops up?
I would pay for it.
I'd pay for it.
We would pay for it.
Not even not even thinking about it, but.
Mulan, no. Star Wars.
I understand the justification of it because it's a multi-million-dollar project, and it was supposed to be released in the movie theaters. And if you're going to take your family anyway, you're going to spend $40, $50 minimum doing that. So I understand the justification of releasing live-action movies that they were going to do and try to recoup some of their money back because the Disney subscriptions are not going to cut it. At the same time, like I haven't watched it yet, but I would really want to. But it's also a movie I probably wouldn't have watched in the movie theater anyway. I would waited till it came on Disney Plus.
I just saw something today, an article about how the industry is worried or planning for if from now on you only have blockbusters in the theaters. You won't see the regular old, the other 8 screens.
Right.
It'll all be blockbuster films.
That's a possibility in this aftermath. And this relates to this topic, as George Lucas a long time ago when he was making the prequels, right into like Revenge of the Sith. I remember an article, and he was saying like how he envisioned every single movie going straight to video on demand, simultaneously in the movie theater, because eventually the movie theaters will become something that's obsolete. People can want it, the demand to watch it now. TVs are getting better, all that stuff. And he saw that, and him and James Cameron had this thing where it's like they see it. Every movie that's being made is going to go straight to video on demand. Like, and this whole climate with COVID could push that right over the edge into forcing it, because with the whole Marvel thing, it did bring people a lot. It brought a lot of people back to the movie theaters. In that 10-year span, Marvel did like Chris said, the blockbusters though. I would go to the movies about 15 to 20 times a year, but the last 10 years, I probably only saw blockbusters. I just was not in the mood to go to the theater anymore.
It's all really I watched besides Hereditary because you told me to see it. And that was crap.
Hey,
so.
That could be. This will be a Darth Moocher topic, and I'll I'll go on Hot Topic to discuss why Hereditary is a brilliant movie. But whatever.
Yeah, we've also delved into, the council and I have delved into, custom creating movies for each individual person.
Wow.
Kind of like you mentioned
Black Mirror. Or
exactly. Something similar to that, where you talking about people wanting instant gratification, and not only instant gratification, but I want it the way that I want it to be.
Well, they're doing that now with the fan edits, right? Like, here's Rise Resistance the way I think it should have been, and they cut out all this stuff. So
I read something again a week or so ago that was talking about choose your own ending something, and maybe it was like a month ago. I think I was talking to my son about it. And
is it for the Batman animated? Maybe
was that what it was?
It could have been. I know.
Yeah. They're doing that with the Death of Robin series. They're
really?
Like they did in the comic.
Yeah. Yes,
but it's going to be different now. It doesn't have to end the same way.
That's weird.
Yes,
I mean
they're doing it. They're doing it. Okay, whenever that originally, here we go to comic talk.
Sure.
When that happened, there was a phone number in the back of the comic where it said, because they had produced two versions of the comic, whichever one won was the one they were sending out for distribution. What they've done with this Death in the Family video is that you've got it'll break to a scene and you choose the direction it goes in. So there's like 3 or 4 different options that you're going to have ultimately to see how it all turns out.
So I would love a Star Wars. If your question, Lewis, is do I want a Star Wars one like that? Yep.
You would. Mm-hmm. Now, you would want that to pick your own adventure Star Wars movie.
But you can't think of it as can't think of it as canon though.
It would be like Force Unleashed. You kind of did that through Force Unleashed, right?
Yeah,
Star Killer.
The alternate endings. Yeah, sure.
I look at it like
alternate game. You would make decisions throughout the whole thing that would take you towards dark or take you towards light, right?
Yeah,
right.
It's like Star Wars Visionaries back whenever they were doing those tales that were just kind of they didn't really mean anything, but they were fun adventures. That's how I would.
Could we hashtag or title this Star Wars Legends?
Yeah.
Since they already have them, right? Well, Legend has it. That's how I like to say everything, right? Legend when we do something, like Legend has it,
right?
So you can kick canon out and say, "Hey, these are this is your Legend of Star Wars."
If it was another alternate way of consuming Star Wars that really had no impact on what we do here, right? Like the overall lore and timeline stuff, sure, I'd be into it. But to sit back and that's a weird thing because then I'm eliminating what I do here with these guys. You know what I mean? I would just sit in a room and I contradict myself, right? Because sometimes I'll just take my Star Wars and go home, right? So and that way I could, and I can have my own things and never see. But
you know how much conversation we would have? I'd be like, "Hey, Marco, on scene 3, I just went dark side on that one. I slapped that Ewok right in the back of the head. What'd you do?" And then we could just talk about that. It would add so much conversation. Let's play a different route this time.
Like I would
smack him, and I won't.
We get we do get at that out of the video games at this point. But yeah, that would be something interesting as another form of content. Yeah, another form of content. I wouldn't want that to take over.
All I know is that whenever I would read those choose your own adventure novels, no matter what path I chose, I died. And it's like me playing a video game. I just die whenever I play video.
Yeah.
You went to all the pages in the back. You're like, you died? You died? You did? All the pages, I died.
Which one can I get to the ending?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well,
one where you kill your own dog. And I say, no, I can't. Never mind. I'm dying through it.
While we're in the subject of pick your own adventure in comic books, I do want to give Scott Solo here a chance to post something that he was got accepted for, and we're so proud of him. I wanted to mention this in the podcast too. Was this dude up here in our podcast?
That was a heartfelt proud. I want to throw that out real fast. That was a really heartfelt proud. I got a tear.
This guy right here sitting with us, talking to us today, Scott Solo, is an official Lucasfilm artist, and that's that's awesome, dude. That is really awesome. So, please, real fast, post it up there, and where everybody can still available to buy, and it's good for a good charitable event. So yeah, go for it, Scott.
All right, here we go. So this is the retailer exclusive cover for Star Wars Adventures #1, which is going to be coming out in October. I somehow lucked into being able to do this, which just still to this day blows my mind. So you log on to comicbooksurplus.com and you can pre-order this comic. It is a little pricey. It's $20 for the comic, but you get a comic book and you get a coin. $5 from every comic book sold goes directly to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And for every comic book also sold, another comic book is printed of this comic and sent to St. Jude's also. So not only are you donating money to a great charity and a great hospital, you're also donating a comic book to kind of inspire kids to read and to get into this. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, man. Comic books are kind of a dying thing, you know?
Yeah.
Movies are great and all that, but their source material is starting to die. And if we can get kids to read these comics and maybe spark that interest, maybe generate a whole new generation of artists and comic book lovers, maybe we can help save this medium, and maybe doing it, we can help save these kids too. So
awesome.
Yep. I'm so very happy to be a part of this, and to, you know, I really appreciate all of you guys and your support. I know Marco and Chris and Joey, you all bought copies, and I just, man, it really, I feel it. I bottom of my heart, man, I really appreciate it.
I can't wait for you to sign it.
Yeah.
I will sign every freaking copy anybody ever hands to me. It doesn't matter. I did a one-of-a-kind comic last year that went up for an auction, and it felt good to have an actual comic book with my art on it. And that inspired the comic book store to, they showed that to Lucasfilm, and they said, we have this artist, we want him to do this. And now I have this, and it
it's in your portfolio, man. And when you get invited to the Lucas licensing parties, hey, we want to go to, or we'll sit in the parking lot.
I'll behave, I promise.
Liar.
What was that? What was that link again?
I will actually send it to you. It's comicbooksurplus.com.
Yep. And actually we'll put the link in the description also too after this podcast to make sure everybody goes out and gets it, because only 1,000 have been made up for this for Scott's title, and I bought 950 of them, so there's only 50 left. So
well, if only.
Yeah, right.
Though this has led to me actually possibly getting a table at a local show, not a local show, but a show in Vegas.
Right.
So there's more on that coming soon, guys.
Yes. Stay tuned. Well, yes,
Stay tuned.
man, that's awesome, dude.
Congratulations. That's a great, you know, man, that's a great cause.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
It is a great cause, yeah. And
we're probably going to buy one from our team. We'll probably mail it to you so you can sign it for us so we can get it back. And
definitely,
that's awesome.
Man, congratulations. That's really awesome. I love when people reach out and you know, help out the community and other people that need it. That's great. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I know, Louis, you're an artist also too, right? Like you, I know you send us some stickers and stuff, whatnot, and some original photos. Or
I have all the photos because we haven't seen each other.
Yeah, we haven't seen each other, so I'm dying to see them what you sent us. Yeah, so like
I'm actually creating something right now, non-canon.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a little sneak peek of it here. I don't know if y'all be able to see that. So it's kind of a little egg, and inside it's kind of a little shadow of possibly the child.
Okay.
And if you can see like the 3 fingers right there of a I don't know, that species kind of, you know, holding it or whatever, looking at it. So we don't know if these guys are hatched or birthed or what.
Very good.
I kind of gained some inspiration and have thrown an idea together. And this kind of maybe this is a raw sketch of what I wanted it to look like. If you guys can see that,
you can send that to Filoni, so maybe he can put that in
Have
lore.
Right?
Yoda comes from, he's a reptile and he comes from eggs.
Okay,
Yeah,
I want to start there. I want to talk about this. What we never really discuss it because we don't know. Nobody cares. I mean, not nobody cares. Nobody wants to know where Yoda came from, right? But I want to know now. He's reptilian. We know what Tauntaun is reptilian.
Whatever.
Do reptiles lay eggs? Do reptiles lay eggs?
Reptiles lay eggs.
And okay, so a Tauntaun lays an egg.
I don't know. If it's
confirmed.
a reptile,
That's straight up. It's a reptile, right? We don't know what Yoda is. Do you want Yoda to give births or do you want him to have eggs?
Is he so he's asexual? Is like enemy mine? He's he can get pregnant if he wants to.
No, the child came from Yoda eating after Life Day.
Oh my gosh.
He's not supposed to, and he ate after Life Day.
That's right. He ate after midnight, and he got multiplied.
Shooting him out.
There's the
Shop
egg
water
now.
on him.
Right.
No.
No, he's cool with water. He's fine.
Lewis, I really appreciate the forced perspective on the hand that you did there, because the one edit that I kept getting from the comic book store while drawing that was, the hand's too big. And I'm like, no, it's forced perspective. No, the hand's too big. Can you make it smaller? Can you make it smaller? Can you? 3 times I had to make that hand holding the lightsaber smaller just to make it.
Right.
And I actually used a live model to draw off of, and I'm like, but that's the right perspective. All right.
Exactly. And that's one of the reasons. I'm a self-taught artist. I mean, I went to school for a while, but I finished with business and other stuff. So that's one of the reasons that I really just draw for myself. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's, it just brings me, peace and joy, and I love drawing Star Wars stuff. And, I don't have somebody telling me like, hey, that doesn't look right.
I'm a professional graphic designer, so I'm used to people telling me what to do.
Yeah.
At the same time, the drawing part of it, that's new. I mean, I've always drawn, but I've never done it and had something published. So to me, that's, even then they were coming at me. I was like, okay, it's going to be on a comic book. Okay, I'll do it. No problem.
Yeah.
Deep down inside, I'm seething. I'm like, no, damn it. I like it the way it is.
Right. Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm going, no, I won't do that at all.
Well, I'm glad y'all got the little package that we sent you. Hopefully y'all get to distribute that out to.
We all didn't. Apparently, Chris did, and he's holding it all hostage.
Yeah.
On Saturday, I'll see you guys.
All right.
Yeah, so I got a piece for each one of y'all in there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. We'll return the favor too and get you guys some Sarlacc gear.
Oh, nice. Well, we appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. If you can see behind me, we got stickers and stuff from other podcasts, back here.
Yeah.
And this is like a 8-foot by 4-foot banner that we use at our events when we do Comic Cons and all that stuff. So little exposure for some of the people that we've
awesome.
Done.
Well, I'm going to send you an 8-foot by 4-foot sticker.
Right, just pow.
Yeah. Sorry,
Where's
Joey.
the stickers, Lewis?
What was that, Joey?
The name of his podcast.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we spent quite a while trying to hash out what the name of our podcast was going to be. And one of the things that we kind of came up with is, what is one of the most powerful things in the Star Wars universe, especially visually, is, Darth Vader with that force choke,
right.
And
right.
He got you, he's grabbed you right there. And that's what we want to do with our podcast. We want to grab your attention. We want to hold your attention. We want to, bring some value to the listeners. So we're like, that's the natural, the force choke podcast.
It's part of the language. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's how it was born.
Very cool. Well, we'll have to get together again, and Scott, you and me will talk shop. We'll talk art, because I draw for myself also, and I don't think I can do what Scott did. If someone, even like if they asked me to do a comic cover, I'd be like, yeah, cool, I'll do it, and I'll just never give it to them because and it's one of those regrettable things that I have that in me. I just don't do things for other people. I just don't draw for I draw for myself, right? Because I like being poor. So
as soon as I'm done and I turn it in, I hate it. I'm like, I would have done that different and that different. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm my worst critic also, but I just don't have that drive yet to even do things in that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe I will one day. I don't know, but it's hard. It's a hard mental thing to get through. I mean, a lot of people would say like, "Wow, well, you crazy? You could draw, you get paid for it, and get recognition." It's like, yeah, cool, but I just don't like the pressure. I don't like that pressure. You know?
It is a lot of pressure. I mean, I have a lot of my artwork. I don't do tattoos, right? The actual tattoos, but I'll design tattoos. Sure. Yeah, you know, and it is a lot of pressure because some of my artwork is on people's bodies.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Doesn't that freak you out?
It does.
Me out, man. Yeah.
Yeah. It is so crazy, you know, and, you know, years later, because like I said, I work for a grocery chain, and sometimes I see these people every once in a while, and they'll just show me like, hey, look, check this out.
Nice.
You know, and I'm like, oh, yeah. That's cool. So it is weird, and you know, I've done a couple of Star Wars designs for people too, and they love to show them off, which is really cool and it's really neat. But at the same time, it's like, oh wow, that's a little awkward.
Yeah, right. Yeah. First one I did was I want to say it was probably in 2000. It was Darth Maul holding his hands out with his lightsabers ignited, and some dude went and put it on his back, and I'm like, wow. You sure about that?
Yeah.
You want me to compliments all the time on it.
That dude's on our podcast, Scott.
I'm right here.
Yeah, but it does make for interesting conversation.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You know, so I'm grateful for the people that enjoy my artwork, and I'm sure you guys are as well.
Oh yeah.
But it is a lot of pressure at the same time. Absolutely, I totally agree.
Nice. Hey Scott, let's check in with the chat. I know I've been like kind of glancing over there every once in a while, and I know that they've been involved in a conversation. I don't want to ignore them. So anything that stands out that we want to bring up? I know
it's been going off in there. We've had a lot of people talking. Okay. Nope. No, Tommy actually says if we're Vegas bound, he's in. And then there's a debate going on whether or not tauntauns are mammals or
no, there is no debate. I will stop you all right now. We checked that. It is a reptile.
Unfortunately, we got it from Pablo Hidalgo himself.
I messaged Pablo Hidalgo and I said, Pablo, and I swear to God this is true. It's during a show we did.
It is, yes.
And I said, you gotta let us know about a tauntaun. Is a tauntaun a reptile? It is a reptile. It is a warm-blooded reptile, I believe he said, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I asked him something else. I'm not an anthropologist or whatever he said.
And that's where I take it. I go, he's wrong. I'm sorry.
Fair enough, Pablo.
And that was the last time we ever heard from Pablo.
He blocked me right after, because I've asked him a couple other things and I haven't got a response.
He used to respond to you like instantly.
It wasn't. What happens was it wasn't us. It was after Last Jedi. He stopped. Everything went berserk. Everybody started asking him questions and bugging him. Then he blocked everybody. If you're not certified with your little blue star,
right,
you don't get to be his friend anymore.
You're right.
So when we get certified, I'll get more answers. But you guys can look that up all you want.
Yeah.
It's a reptile.
I'm still on the mammal thing because of the obvious reasons, not just because Pablo said it, because it doesn't make any sense. But anyway,
because warm-blooded and has hair and is a reptile.
It's a reptile. I mean, it's not. It's a mammal.
Moocher thinks that they breastfeed.
Yes,
so
they breastfeed.
That's
green milk.
Breastfeed. They're hatched.
They have
babies.
That's how Luke developed his taste for the green milk.
I need to see a tauntaun egg now. I'm bothered.
Okay, so in the SWTOR game that I play, the Old Republic, there is a quest in there that you get eggs and hatch a tauntaun. So.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, but still, man, I just don't. It's just wrong. It's wrong in a lot of reasons. But.
So back to Yoda, though. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, does that mean that the mudhorn is also some form of reptile?
That's the egg they have.
Yeah.
That's the. What is it, Ernie?
Suka.
That's what it is. That's a mudhorn egg. Yikes.
Yeah. It's weird.
Well, it had to be. It was a hairy egg, obviously. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a real heavy bird.
You think like a tauntaun's
It was more
a mammal.
Cadbury than anything else.
That's true.
Cadbury.
That's true.
was.
Chocolatey outside,
Just dipped
yellow
in.
inside.
Right.
Yeah.
They loved it.
Thanks, Mr. Bloodhorn.
See,
Right, yeah.
see, Lewis, this is what you get to look forward to when you go to Batu. You get to start Suka chants like we did.
Yes, I will
happened.
do it.
It
It
happened.
happened in
It's
the line
real.
for the Millennium Falcon. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think we were annoying everybody else around us, but you know what? Who cares?
We
were-
had people
Okay,
going
yeah,
too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
the kids
Yeah.
were doing
All
it.
the
That was great.
all the grown-ups were looking at us like, "What is
Yeah.
going on?"
Hydra.
Yeah,
Kids play. Kids get it.
Yeah,
yeah, for real. You know, I mean, that's what it's all about, having fun, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's what we do. Well, we do it for, but we take it real serious too.
Yeah.
Serious
Yes,
fun.
we're having
Serious
fun. We're having
Way
fun,
too-
but
way
you know
too
something?
intense.
Yeah, this is. I mean, we dropped some dime on this hobby of ours or lifestyle, I guess. So
Today,
Speaking
I
of that,
Yeah.
Hasbro Pulse.
yeah, real fast. I mean, Hasbro Pulse Con. I don't know if Lewis, if you guys are into the collecting world of Star Wars, you know, it's almost like taboo not to, right? But everybody,
Exactly.
there you go. Yeah, see, again, it's taboo not to even have something collecting in this world. You can't just like the movie and move on. We call those muggles. So.
Yes.
But yeah, Hasbro Pulse convention started. The preview started today, which they dropped the convention exclusives that were meant for San Diego Comic-Con, and the way they did it, you know, and I know that there's been a lot of complaining about Hasbro and the way they do, you know, scalpers and stuff like that. The way they did it, I hope this is a precedent going forward because they added a CAPTCHA, right, which these bots couldn't just buy up all the supply. Hasbro did allocate a certain amount of items for the preview today, and will allocate the rest of it tomorrow for the general public and people that don't have the premium accounts, which is great because obviously, I mean, I got what I wanted, Ernie got what I wanted, and Scott, because we're all members of the Hasbro Pulse.
I got way more than I should have,
Yeah.
but yes, I got one of everything.
And it did not sell out in 15 minutes. It did not sell out with even an hour. So there were still things left. Yes, they stopped selling like the Endor Hero set, which had all the Endor 6-inch figures. They did stop selling that at a certain point, and they'll do the rest tomorrow. But I mean, I like that. I hope this is the way that they're starting to recognize the supply and demand. I don't know, or this just because it's a convention thing. Not a lot of people buy the convention because you're really just buying the packaging because they're going to re-release these figures anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've gotten to a point in my life. I'm 46. I'm going to be 47 in January.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got, you know, I mean, I got all kinds of stuff everywhere, right? Everywhere.
Mhm.
And I'm talking everywhere. My wife is like, you're not buying anything else. I'm trying to convince her to let me purchase the, it's not from Gentle Giant. It's from, I forgot the life-sized baby.
Oh, Sideshow. It's
child.
either Sideshow or Hot Toys.
Sideshow.
Yeah, I think it's Sideshow. I think you're right.
It's on pre-order.
Yeah, right now it is, and I'm like itching, you know what I mean, to get my hands on that one. So I'm really having to be much more choosy because
yeah,
I have all this stuff around me, Star Wars, right, and that's not including what's upstairs in the attic,
right?
You know what I mean? Because I've been collecting since I was a kid, you know what I mean? So I have. I mean, old Tauntauns and old, you know, Rancors and Lukes and Obi-Wans and all kinds of stuff. I have to be.
The struggle
my
is
wife,
real.
It is real.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to run out of space to, you know what I mean. So I'm having to be really choosy now. I wonder if that's possibly what's happening to the collecting world right now. I don't know if these younger kids are actually getting into collecting action figures and models or kits or anything like that, the same way that us physically in our age range are accustomed to purchasing. I don't know if that's...
I would say, okay, me, I collected my whole life. I stopped a little bit when my first son was born. I sold a lot of my stuff, but we collected when he was young. Turns out I was collecting when he was young, right?
Yes.
He had every Joe, every Star Wars, every Transformer, everything. He didn't collect anything past 7 years old. You know, same with my younger son. Marco, does Mikey collect? Really?
Same thing, right? Like when growing up, he had all the Star Wars toys, but I was the one that bought them. I was the one that was buying.
It was a dad-son thing to go hunting.
Correct, and because I even look at now, like he has none of it. Like it's not in existence anymore. He didn't keep it. He didn't, treasure it like I would, and I would only buy the stuff for him. He never asked for that, and
that's how it was. Christmases, I was shopping for these things that he didn't know he needed. Right?
Yeah. That's exactly.
Your whole house is stacked, dude. Any of your offspring collect toys?
No.
Yeah, exactly. Ernie is the one that collects everything. Like in our group, I think each one of us has a specific thing we collect, but like Ernie and Scott are the ones that have multiple of different lines of.
Oh yeah,
not
I
just,
get it. Look.
Yeah, not just Star Wars.
Because
Chris is the pops. I know. Joey picks and chooses like things. I know he does that. I just do Black Series and pick and choose certain things. Like some sideshow stuff that I always put in my cart and end up deleting. But it's we are the demographic and we're the ones buying this stuff. I don't see it any younger. I really don't. Not even people in their 30s. Too much. There's
hey Marco.
Some, yeah.
Marco.
Yeah.
Your son says false. He still has some.
Yeah, I know exactly awesome. Where there are, and why aren't they on a shelf? That's my question.
The fact that he's in here listening was fantastic.
Yeah, I agree.
This just made my day.
Cool.
Right. Your kid was in here.
Yeah, he's in.
Yeah,
here.
no, for me, it's Black Series, it's vintage, it's everything. I have a problem. Hi, my name is Scott. I have a problem.
I've only bought one Black Series item. Well, no, I got the Darth Vader helmet. That was a Black Series.
Okay, but
figure wise, this little guy right here.
Okay, yeah.
I was waiting for a Jyn Erso, and I'm really upset that it wasn't for 5 cents at Walmart.
We get you a really good deal on Jyn Erso for like,
it was 5 cents a piece.
That's right.
I got 18 figures for $1.
You did,
and we gave them out to the kids at an event. It was fantastic.
Yeah,
absolutely loved it.
Monique, she started collecting. She started collecting stormtrooper stuff. Like she got a figure and stuff, and now she's collecting everything Baby Yoda. Everything.
Now that's what I do see. That's what I do see. Like even going to Disneyland and stuff like that, everybody's collecting Baby Yoda stuff. Their child, backpacks, figures, pops, you name it. Now that's a multiple generational thing. And like I said, the smartest thing Lucasfilm, Disney did was and the gutsiest, I'll say it again, is to put that character in heavy rotation and to make him from season 1, episode 1, the child was born, and that was it, man. It's a worldwide phenomenon, right? Much like Baby Groot in Marvel, but that lasted, maybe a month.
It's
so
not even the same.
I know, but like that it's so cute. Baby Yoda came, destroyed it. It absolutely. A world phenomenon. That is one thing that I will say that everybody buys. Now, not everybody buys the Black Series. Not everybody buys like the vintage figures and stuff. But that
Baby Yoda's pretty universal.
That is a phenomenal. That's a phenomenon.
There's like a whole section of them at the downtown Disney store.
Yeah, and there wasn't for a long time. There wasn't, and then they got smart. And then this is funny how the immersion works in Batu, right? So. In Batu, no Baby Yodas whatsoever. And then they started putting on the entrances to get in, like in between. So it's still not in the land, right, Ernie? It's like not in the land, but like right before to try to sell that merchandise, They still won't put it inside. I think it is now inside the land.
It is now.
Yeah.
It is now. As far as when Florida Disney World reopened, and they have the same one, it's at the toy maker shop.
Yeah.
As the little stuffed doll.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
Now
because they had Yodas, but now they have the child, right? So that was something that's how close-hearted they're keeping that immersion in that park. They don't even they really don't even sell too much Star Wars stuff. It's all about like if
toys found in the universe.
Yeah, like if Darth Vader existed in a Star Wars universe, that's who the Darth Vader you would buy. Like Jyn Erso's Stormtrooper doll, the wooden doll.
Very cool stuff. Darth Omega pointed out, and I did see this yesterday, Baby Yoda nightlight and Baby Yoda hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
I saw the sanitizer at the store.
The one thing,
Yeah.
the
I
one
have mine
thing
here
that
somewhere.
excites me the most is when all those exclusive things were coming out and they had the Polaroid camera, right, with the Mandalorian.
Yes.
So that was cool because again, when we were growing up, they had everything, underoos to Polaroid cameras to flashlights to shampoos to all that stuff. And that's the marketing in Star Wars has always been the third pillar of it, everything, right? They had the movies, you had the books, and you had the merchandising, right? So the tradition of keeping that up excites me even more. I want to see it in the stores. I want to see it everywhere. I want to see balloons. I want to see toothbrushes and all that stuff.
Flamethrowers.
It's
Yeah,
pretty cool because
flamethrowers. So.
back in the day, those were our leaks, getting toy leaks.
Yeah.
Was to see what's going on and everything. And there was kind of one with this one where we can definitely do some line talk. I don't know if Scott can pull it up, but that new Polaroid that came out of the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Who is that Mandalorian in those pictures? That's not the Mandalorian.
Huh.
It's a different bucket. It's a whole different outfit.
I didn't look at it that close. Huh.
Right.
I didn't. I only saw the frames of the
Baby Yoda.
Yeah, with him on it. Yeah.
Yes. There's also a picture of a Mandalorian. Who is that?
Oh, we need this.
It's not. It's not the Mandalorian.
All right, hang on.
It wasn't.
So
Are you
it's
sure
kind
it's
of
not
funny.
just
It was.
cosplay?
Here we go. Hang on.
But I mean, they have the Baby Yoda there, and it's labeled as Mandalorian. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, on the left, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you enlarge that puppy, or is it just a crazy? Yeah, you're right, because that chest plate's not
Correct.
That's not his gauntlet.
There's pictures that show what come with that film, and so that's one of them. But see, look at how it has the Mudhorn symbol there. But that's not the Mandalorian.
Right.
No.
Mudhorn on the Mando.
No, on the
Yeah.
picture.
On the picture.
He's
So
taking
you
a
just-
picture of somebody, and it looks like
Correct.
yeah, you're right. That's Boba. That's Boba's new gear.
Oh wow.
Right.
Confirmed.
Yeah,
Or Jodo.
Confirmed.
So it's pretty
Jodo
cool because
cast, right.
that was kind of our leak. We haven't got any toy leaks in a long time to say, oh wow, what's
Interesting.
coming out.
Very interesting.
They've kept it held, and back in the day, that was our leaks. It was awesome. Look at this character, and you would just read the back, and oh, who is this? I mean, another one is like this. So we're gonna get confirmed is Hondo's droid, and this
Right.
leaked out.
Wait,
but
wait. I need to stop sharing because nobody's seeing what you're.
Oh
what you're doing.
yeah.
Oh, I was.
There we go. I know you
If
were.
you can, Scott, if you can look through maybe some of the Google images, you'll see it closer up.
Show it. You're good now.
They show the Baby Yoda ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
So
look at-
this was out on the shelf at Target, and it's
what a
Hondo's
mix-up.
droid. And so, although it would not scan, so the release date for the new Galaxy Edge figures are going to be November 1st. But it's the Mountain Trooper in there, not Hondo's droid.
Another
unfortunately.
Target
Crazy.
exclusive, I'm assuming.
Yes, but there was a leak that we got because of the wrong packaging.
Right. That's what I'm saying. What a mix up at the factory right there, man. Like
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's
Who
Now-
printed
You
it
know what's
and who
funny?
did quality check it?
You know what's funny about
Right.
Hasbro? This is the funny thing about them. There'll be leaks like, okay, they'll give us repackages and resculpts, right? And everybody complains about that stuff, right? And that's leaked for days. And then all of a sudden something like this comes up, and then all of a sudden like we get a Walgreens exclusive, and all these exclusives pops up like, here we're releasing Hondo and this armor, and it's available now. It's like nobody even caught that. You know what I mean? Like, but the repacks.
Don't
days.
complain about
For
it.
days.
You
Yeah,
know, they can complain about repacks all they want until the cows come home. But you know what? There was only one Farm Boy Luke, and they repackaged him in every single
Yes, they
package
did.
back in the day.
Oh yeah.
There was only one A New Hope Han and one Chewbacca, one Darth Vader, and they just kept recycling that same figure
Yeah.
for the better part of a decade.
This is Han looking to the right,
Yeah.
Han looking to the left,
Yeah.
Han looking up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what I'm saying is this is not new.
It's not
This
new.
is
It's not
something
new.
they've
No,
been
no.
doing for decades, and
And
it's
we
like-
still buy it. And that's the problem. If we don't like it, we
Yeah.
got to stop buying it. But we don't. And the scalpers will buy them all anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even if we stopped buying them from the manufacturer, right, from Hasbro or whomever, right, the scalpers would still buy it, and somebody would still buy it from them because then it would become rare because they had them all.
Also,
You know,
yeah,
it would
yeah,
just continue
exactly.
to circle.
Also, again, to the point of, again, I don't really complain about it because I'm newer to the Black Series collecting than Ernie and Scott and Joey, you guys were. So I appreciate them when they re-release something because there's my second chance or third chance or fourth chance to get this figure. There is,
and you're not spending $80 on
I
a
don't
figure.
have 10 Boba Fett's like Ernie because he loves Boba Fett, but I have Boba Fett because I didn't get him the first 3 times. So because they don't release enough. If they released more of the same figure and the supply and demand were actually met, then they wouldn't have to do the repackaging and the retail. Now the repack, like Mando Mike, you buy, and Scott used to like all the, and even Ernie used to guys all buy the variant packages and stuff. You know,
once upon a time,
yeah. Right. So I mean, there's a market for it. Supply demand. If they're gonna buy it, they're gonna make it.
I stopped, and exactly because what Scott's saying is you have 15 different Lukes. Green card, orange card.
I don't
Force,
see it as a slap in the face, though. That's what I'm saying. Everything. I don't see it as like Hasbro hates us and they're gonna, they're just trying to milk you.
When I say that on the other shows, though, now is because of, as you've said earlier, I collect a lot more. Right. So seeing what a Marvel Legends panel throws out there or gives you with hand accessories, Build-A-Figures, like we should have Build-A-Droids.
I agree with that.
We have grown to that point.
Sure.
Scott said it. We've been doing this for years since we were kids. Lewis said,
I have stuff from since I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I have stuff from when I was a kid. We all progressed. And then seeing the Black Series was quote unquote for adult collectors is why I say that, because at this point, we should be getting like a Build-A-Droid series. We should be getting extra hands. We should be getting blast effects, different sabers, something else repackaged. And we don't get that. I like what they did with the new Mando credit series. That's giving us I know. And that's so funny. And that's what's so different is we're getting that credit in there. I like the Kenner coloring. As you say, it's your chance to get a figure that you missed.
Right.
I see it as the only one who wouldn't be is Kara, but you can pop her head off and put on another one is some building. You have now a different color looking Mandalorian.
Sure.
You have a different looking droid. And another Death Trooper.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Like I would love. I think everybody would love the accessories to kick in, even to kick a start, because they really don't give us any of that. But
that's where I say slap in the face, because it should be here by now. But Scott said it. We keep getting the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
I feel as them as collectors and us growing, it's still the same team.
Yeah.
There's been like one guy who has left, and with that, they should have grown with us. Hearing that the Black Series was for collectors, we should be growing into getting more, getting aliens, the alien species, people from the cantina.
Yeah.
Like
we're missing 99% of all of that. The other,
that's where I'm saying where you get a Marvel wave out and you get comic book characters, you get MCU, you get a cool Build-A-Figure. The new Joe line, people go crazy over the new Joe line, and we've already got different artworks.
Well, that should be a slap in the face, dude. The Joe line should be a slap in the face. If you got 2 roadblocks, 4 Cobra Commanders, I mean, it's like, and they're all repaints. They're not you don't get. I mean, you get a couple accessories.
But one of them is a pimp.
Yeah, and Destro's a pimp.
Daddy Destro, though, that has a story behind it.
There is actually,
that's my favorite.
2 Snake Eyes.
I
mean, for guys, but I'm saying is like, if you want to, as a business, you don't just put everything out there and just go, okay, call it a day. You slowly breadcrumb it to the point where it is exhausting. It is an exhausting hobby. But for me, like I said, 2 years now I've been collecting the Black Series, and I appreciate the resculpts because here's my chance to buy them again. And I'm not the only one. So if someone started collecting today, they can probably within 5 years get the collection again.
And that's how we did it as kids. Now as you say that, and that's why the packaging each time, as this guy mentioned, that makes good sense.
There's always no collectors.
But we got to wrap it back there, because the point was those kids aren't buying them. It is an adult collector thing. So we're looking for progression and stuff.
Exactly.
Do the Joes have the blast effects and the different hands and stuff?
Not yet.
No.
Well, different hands.
Well, see, they do have hands and stuff. See, we can't say not yet. It's not like they're new to the game of
only
toys.
Snake Eyes has the hands out of all of them.
But it's different.
Cobra
teams,
Commander
though.
too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's different teams.
Yeah, but like Scott said,
true.
He bought Farm Boy Luke, and he's not going to buy another Farm Boy Luke, right? So
we did though at a point.
My comments were back. I was focusing those on the vintage figures.
Right.
One version that was repackaged over and over again. And Chris is right. It was. I'm pointing. I think Chris is on this.
No, he's opposite side. But anyway, yeah.
I know. But
that's cool.
And he mentioned that's exactly what it was, to bring in new people, see the movies. They want those figures too.
Yeah.
Now it's
exhausting for us. It's exhausting for longtime collectors. I get that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a business move to try to reinvent themselves consistently to resell that figure to a brand new person, and then maybe change it up to collectors like Ernie and Scott and you guys would for the different packaging, like the anniversary packaging. Even though it's the same figure, it gives them opportunity for those. Hey, it's exhausting. I get it. You're gonna buy Boba Fett 5 times. I get it.
I buy it, and every time I buy it, I make sure I keep the one that's the most upgraded, and I get rid of the old one.
Right.
Because
Right, like the new
otherwise, I mean,
Stormtrooper.
It's a money scene, dude.
or
Buried under
the new Tebow, you know.
Yeah.
Joey did a review of it, which was great and showed when did we ever think we'd get that much articulation
out of an Ewok.
Out of an Ewok.
Right, yeah.
And it's a great figure, right, Joe? And the new Stormtrooper.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Right, is another great figure. I mean, you can check out all these reviews on our channel. We have them all on there.
We do.
And then you can see that type of progression is good, but then it slows down after that.
It
Like
does.
that took a long time to get that.
It does, but again, any business wants to last. They want to last forever, right? They don't want to just give you everything and then just call it a day and then never.
But they're missing so many. Forget
Yes.
the thing about they're missing so many characters.
There is.
Yes.
Right. So like even again, I'm a pop guy. I have so many Black Series, right? But I don't. There's so many characters missing out of that thing, and I keep getting the same ones chromed.
Right. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I don't do the repaint.
A different pose on a pop. What's the point of that?
Here's a perfect example, Chris. Is what did we get from the very last movie, The Rise of Skywalker?
No, hardly anything.
We got nothing. It was like they shut down because of what happened with The Last Jedi.
Right. Yeah, I don't have a Palpatine pop. How do I not have an old?
How do we not have that Palpatine in a Black Series figure?
Yeah, in the throne, right?
There was like no shirts.
Put a $50 price tag, and it will sell all of them.
No bed stuff. It's like they kind of stopped because they got scared from the backlash.
They did. Yeah.
That was unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing too. Along those lines, we don't have very many figures from the Rise of Skywalker yet. But I was having a conversation with Mando Mike today. Where's Walrus Man? Where's Hammer?
We have no cantina other than
Where are the
Greedo.
cantina characters?
That's it.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what
those were the first figures we had as kids. My first figure was Greedo.
Yeah.
So it's like, where are the other cantina aliens?
That would be my argument more than anything else.
And I 100% agree with
other characters missing. And because I'm saying for both of them, I want a Black Series Yularen and a Yularen Funko.
Yeah.
And both you companies, if you're listening, that's all I want.
Right.
Do it now.
Yeah. There's gonna be a point where, again, if they're not selling Han Solos anymore, they're gonna have to start selling to us. The actual people who buy this stuff, not the kids that want Han Solo anymore. We want Walrus Man, we want Squid Head, we want Muff Tag and Cabe, we want the Cantina aliens, we want the Jabba Sailor Barge aliens, we want everything. We will buy Lobot's not even a thing yet. So, I mean,
unbelievable, especially with the anniversary going on. We should have had
Empire. This whole year should have just been Empire figures. So
you're right.
I'd have been down with that.
Huge. That would have been great. And pops wise, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Like there's missing from that. Like we could have gone off of that. Like
they did give me a lot.
Start.
They did give me a lot of pops. It's been too many.
I don't mind the slowdown a little bit because hers the pocketbook, right? But yeah.
They did.
Yeah, but you're right. No Lobot, no Ognots, nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, no aliens, really.
Pop wise, they did a good 40th set, but those to the point like the Ugnaught and Lobot came in a 3-pack a couple years ago, and that kind of killed that. But their stuff has been cool. I guess I just put that Chewie up. That came out today.
I'm surprised we got
that's the Amazon exclusive.
Yeah, the flocked Chewie.
Yeah, I'm surprised we got Plo Koon and Kit Fisto. Honestly. Does that open the door to Alien Secure and other Jedis? I mean, I hope so. I really do hope so.
So do you guys NRFB?
What's that?
No, everybody's eyebrows went up.
NRFB. We don't do that in California.
Hey, easy. This is a PG-13 show.
Never remove from box.
Oh no, man. Open.
Okay, there's two of them here. There's two.
I'm half and half. If it's vintage, it stays in the package.
Yeah.
If it's a Black Series, I'll collect one for the wall, and maybe I'll open one to open up, or buy one to open up.
And Bootleg will straight make a video for me of ripping a box full of music and everything just to
high production
brighten my day.
I open everything now. I've learned to. I was a box collector back in the day. I always bought two, but then the maintenance on keeping them clean and non-damage and everything, it was just too much for me because I would over obsess on the yellowing of the glue. pinholes, price tags, everything. So now I just open everything I buy. It's so much easier that way.
See, the problem I have is the ones that I open, the bastards fall over.
Yeah. I'm really working on a solution on that, like a real cool solution on keeping them up. So, but,
speaking of solutions, I wonder what their solution's going to be as collectors. Eventually we're going to get older and we're not going to be here anymore. What's their next? What's the next step for them?
Well,
on this kind of collecting.
I'll be dead. I don't care.
I have almost come to the conclusion that Star Wars might die with us. You know what I mean? Like it might just be a thing in the past for my son's kids. You know what I mean? Like it'll be.
I think their generation will have it because the prequels. I think they'll always be.
Yeah, like our kids will because of prequels. I think it'll always be around, but I don't think it'll be like this. I don't see podcasts of Star Wars in 50 years. You know what I mean? Like I just
don't know, man. We wouldn't have thought it 40 years ago either.
True, but 40 years ago there was no podcast. So I mean, like,
well, okay, we'll be on something else.
Yeah,
we'll be on a holonet, but it's like.
But we're the fanatics, dude. Right? We're the ones who keep it alive.
That's
really
fair.
are.
That's fair.
And,
we are the fanatics.
Like I said, I don't think it'll go away completely, but it is not going to be the.
You just made me sad. I'm not too sure I like you right now. The one Scott did a couple years ago when he made me cry was messed up. This is just kind of mean.
But that makes our generation even more special. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't know if Lewis is familiar with that particular comment that I made.
No, what happened?
I told Chris that Star Wars. We will never live to see the final Star Wars movie.
That's messed up. Like it'll keep going after I'm dead, and I'm like, no. The day I die, they cut it.
Yeah, because Chris and I, like before all of us got together, Chris and I were friends, and then we have other groups that came in, and but we used to talk all the time about being comfortable with the 3 movies we had, and then the prequels came out. Okay, we're comfortable with the 6 movies we have. We can die happy. We're good with this. Like this is it. And then Disney came and said, we're going to get movies galore. And then Scott was like, if they continue this forever, we might not live to see the final. Like we were at the final stage. We were at like episode 3 was the final movie. We're not going to get any more. We're good with this. And we could still do a podcast about it. But yeah, having that notion of like, oh my God, I might need to exercise because there's movies coming out.
It's going to outlive me and I can't have that.
Yeah.
As long as they don't do any more episodic movies, I think we're good. So
I think, and we've talked about this on the Force Choke podcast that we're under the assumption that probably between 5 to 7 years from now, no matter what John Boyega says, no matter what Daisy Ridley says, that they're going to come back to continue their saga.
Yeah.
And along the lines of where it was going.
Right.
It's possible.
I think was the original notion. Now with this and
Boyega ain't coming back.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see Rey, Finn, and Poe anymore. Which I do still think that what we're gonna do is we're gonna fast forward 200 years, and the lineage of Rey is gonna come back to haunt. Her Palpatine blood is gonna come back to haunt, and those sabers are gonna be dug up. The legacy sabers, Luke's and Leia's. And we're gonna
the child is now the Grand Master,
and the child will be the Yoda of the time. So that's actually pretty interesting to me. At first, I was like, I fight that kind of notion of bringing back Rey. But if we fast forward the lineage, of her bloodline, and her bloodline being the new Empress or whatever it is, or Emperor being bad, not a good thing, a bad thing, because she's a.
Well, she got that. Yeah, she got that premonition in a way, right?
Well, she did. Yeah, exactly. And we always said on the show was. Every offspring was the opposite, right? Mm-hmm. So even if the evil has offspring, it'll be good. And if the good has offspring, it'll be evil. And it's proven that. Vader's offspring were good. And Leia's offspring were bad. I mean, there's a thing there. So Palpatine's
hopefully Rey doesn't have any offspring. So all we got to do to fix it is Rey doesn't procreate.
She keeps
I think we got a lot coming to Disney Plus. We got lots of product coming to Disney Plus.
Yeah. So that's a possibility of the characters being coming back in the future, but I don't think these characters,
Oh, I hope they bring back Kylo. I just want to see a whole D plus show of him just shirtless, walking around, just doing stuff on his ship and everything. Yeah,
sweeping.
Right. That's it. You know,
Speaking with that very deep
just
voice.
drinking a glass of milk randomly.
Right. In between
Yeah.
times. Right.
Kyle, we were in his bathroom in
Yes.
that was weird, right? You can see his shaving cream and stuff. That was neat.
Right.
That was weird.
Like I would have liked to see him like ignite it and just go like that on his chest. That would have been awesome.
Like if he has like an electric toothbrush and it's just like rippling, you know, and
Everything. Yeah.
It's a vibro brush.
Vibro
It's
brush.
a vibro brush.
Yeah.
I think that's the closest R rating we'll get to a Star Wars show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like late night Disney Plus.
Yeah, and we'll
You
see
know,
like
that'd
the
be
Star
awesome.
Wars commercials, or those late night commercials are like, you too can have a hairless body with this vibro brush. And Kylo's like,
Dude,
yeah, I'll take 3.
Yeah.
You know?
I would love if we got a whole Disney Plus show of a Star Wars show that had commercials that was you're enthralled
Well,
in
that's
Star
like
Wars.
the closest thing we got in
Right.
Solo with the propaganda commercial. That was amazing. So
with
yeah.
the
That was
music
awesome.
and
I
everything.
said I said a sitcom set in a comedy sitcom like Married to Children's in the setting of Star Wars. So like the guy comes home after a hard day of imperial working and of oppression and stuff, and he goes down to his wife, who's, you know, the child is force sensitive and he wants to become
I'm
a
all
Jedi,
for
and
it.
it's a conflict there, you know, and the neighbors are annoying, but they come over for dinner. It's like a whole thing I have in my head. I could do this.
I don't even think that's my kid. Like
Yeah.
that.
and it's all on a Star Destroyer.
It's all
Yes,
It's
yeah.
on the third Death
Yeah.
Star being built or something, you know.
Yeah.
Families there.
Oh my
B&B
God.
just spoke up. She said it should be called Swolo, a Star Wars story.
Yes.
Oh my
for
God!
it.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
I think we need to wind down here.
Yeah, it took a turn.
Yeah, it took a turn here. Let's get out of here. Everybody in chat, thank you so much for joining us. Lewis, thank you so much, like, for coming out
Absolutely.
and geeking out with us. This was awesome. We got to do this again, and then hopefully maybe get the whole
Anytime.
crew on and do it, man. This was great. So I will put.
How are we done already?
Yeah,
What-
we're
how
hitting the
did this
2-hour
happen?
mark. So, Lewis, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you guys.
Absolutely. We're the Force Choke Podcast, and you can find us on your Instagrams, Facebooks, all your social medias, YouTube as well. Make sure to subscribe to us. You know, we are, once again, not official Lucasfilm anything. We are just a couple of fans talking all things Star Wars, just, you know, having fun with the Star Wars, living the life. This Earth has been around for 13, 14 billion years, and
Right.
we are right smack dab in the middle of Star Wars,
Right.
being able to celebrate it.
Yeah.
Well, let's celebrate it with a podcast, right? So that's
Awesome,
kind of
awesome.
the theory that we take on that. So that's where you can find us. Just look us up, Force Choke Podcast, and you can find us all over the place.
Cool. And I will put the
Awesome.
links in the description also, so people can cross promote and go check you guys out also. So
Thank you so much.
Um,
Appreciate it.
no problem. And we do think we're official. We are officially rumored to be a Sarlacc Digest official Lucasfilm podcast. we think of each other ourselves like that, but no. But everybody who's watching us on YouTube, click that bell notification, hit that subscribe button and the like on this video to get more of these kind of things notified in your weekly
Notifications.
content, because we are notified in your notifications, right? So because we are dropping, like, again, toy reviews, book reviews, hot topic. Chris is going deep on episode 2. Stuff. Yes.
Wait, hold the phone. Lewis.
There's more.
Lewis.
Yes.
The Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones?
Your question, which one would I watch?
Which one do
Yeah.
you prefer? Yes.
You're, man.
We ask this to every
No
guest.
pressure,
it's
man.
No
tough.
pressure.
No pressure.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with this real
Uh-oh.
quick.
I
Okay,
like
I'm gonna go real quick.
That's how I like to
Okay.
start. Do it.
Okay, so this is not my answer, but Attack of the Clones.
Right.
You know, the build up to the clones actually, you know, engaging in
Attacking?
combat.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that was it's mind blowing. All
Yeah,
the
yeah.
laser battle and all that, and just that, you know, that's what you want to see out of a Star Wars movie. But it takes so long to get there. You know what I mean? And then the Phantom Menace, it's like, what's the case and where are we going? You know,
Right,
it's
yeah,
kind of like, oh gosh, you know. So they both have their ups, their downs. I went to go see Phantom Menace probably about 7 times in the theater when it came out. Attack of the Clones, I think I went to see 3 times.
There's your answer.
So there's my answer.
Thank you.
Everybody and their mother is getting tagged next week to my Attack of the Clones episode.
Chris is
I'm telling you right now.
And the thing, you got to give it up to the Phantom Menace solely on and I'm not talking about the fight scene at the very end, just the music that goes to it,
and that pod race.
Oh, it's iconic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can see it go. I can close my eyes, and then when that music comes on,
yeah,
I can just see the fight between Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, and Darth Maul. You know what I mean? It's beautiful.
No, I get Duel of the Fates and that fight elevate Phantom Menace, that part of Phantom Menace.
But it took so long to get there. Yeah.
Attack of the Clones even has the better soundtrack all in. Come on.
Oh,
Does it really?
Come on, man.
Chris, we live in the real world. Come back to it.
I'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. He's going to talk to you through podcasting.
Yes, yeah, when you can't talk back.
Exactly.
Or have anybody else come in and say, "You're right, Scott."
That's right. And that's what every damn time, too. There is not, okay, Lewis, you have just, it's unanimous. I mean, nobody's ever answered Attack of the Clones when asked that question.
Yeah, no one has.
So Chris, I got to get your take on Attack of the Clones then.
Yeah, I'll give you the short version before the long version comes out next week.
Yeah.
Because I've said it a couple of times. There is none of the movies. None of them. And I made this point again on Facebook with somebody today.
Hang on. And I will concede this too, Lewis. Everything he is about to say is 100% accurate until you hit play. Please proceed, Chris.
There are more reveals, twists, and cool ass things in Attack of the Clones than any of the other movies. More cool stuff happens. You get to find out that you meet Qui-Gon's master. You find out that same master was Yoda's apprentice. You see Yoda.
So cool.
Absorb Force lightning. You get to see the clones. You get to see Jango Fett, actual bounty hunters hunting. You get to see all these cool things. Assassination attempts from the very beginning, and the entrance to the movie is one of the best entrances of any movie when you see that ship come in over Coruscant. It's gorgeous. It was over CGI'd. A couple of the lines are screwed up, but it's a Star Wars movie. You're supposed to have some crappy lines, and I will concede those too. But I'll tell you what, watching it over, the more times I watch it, the more I love it. Just like I'll do this. We had the discussion last week about Harry Potter's, right? I always think The Prisoner of Azkaban is the best movie in the Harry Potter series until I watch Half-Blood Prince. And then I realize it's not. So I always think Phantom Menace is better than Attack of the Clones because I hear that all the time. Right. Then I watch them, and guess what? Attack of the Clones is probably midway in my list now because I've watched it so much. I'm like, oh, you know what? I really get this film.
It's like Chinese water torture.
George Lucas. Okay, I'll get you next. I'll get you all on next week. I got plenty of points on this. So, but anyway, that's where I'm at. I love Attack of the Clones. I mean, again, Star Wars is Star Wars, right? You got 11 films. That thing. Yeah. And it's just I'm just ranking chapters in the greatest saga ever. Is all it is. And I just happen to like that chapter more than a lot of people do. I do think it's underrated and overhated, and that's where I'm at with it.
And so, if you were to give it a ranking from on the scale, there's 9 movies. Where are you putting it, Chris?
Now, I put it above Phantom Menace, and I put it above Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. So, what's that? Put it 7, 6,
7, 6,
7, 8, 9.
Still in the bottom
6,
half,
6.
but yeah.
Dude, what else? You want to put over Empire and Revenge of the Sith and Rogue One and
that's where
Solo
you were going.
and no, I'm not. I didn't say it's the greatest movie of all time. I love them all. That's the trick. I can put if I'm sick right now, I'll put any of them on. Yeah. But last time when I had my stone attack, I was all over Attack of the Clones for some reason. I was like, oh, just so I can prove my point. But
Rogue One for more torture.
Yeah, it made the pain go away. It's like when you hit your hand and now my foot doesn't hurt. It's the same thing. I'm gonna watch Attack of the Clones.
You're fighting fire with
hurts.
fire there.
Stop. Bunch of haters.
You know, it's interesting that in Attack of the Clones, Palpatine wanted Padme dead, right? Mm-hmm. So he asked Count Dooku to kill her.
Yeah.
And Count Dooku didn't want to do it, so he got Jango Fett to do it.
I don't want to do it.
Jango Fett's like, I don't want to do it.
I'll get Sam Wessel to do it, yeah.
Yeah, and then Sam Wessel's like, I don't want to do it. I'm going to get these insects to kill her.
And you know what? And nobody should, because everybody that tries to kill her ends up dead. And it happens all through the Clone Wars too, except Anakin.
That's funny.
Oh, Anakin died too, because he's at that point it's only Vader.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, all right. Let's wrap this up. Because we can go another 2 hours, honestly.
Yeah, for real, right?
Once you get started like that, that's when the real talk.
I know,
starts,
because
when you start
now I'm
crap like that out.
Yeah,
I
because
got
now
nothing but time.
Oh my God! So now I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. Nobody wanted to kill Pat. Okay.
Next week, start with stuff like that.
Yeah,
Start with random.
You got it.
All right, cool. Well, Chris, take it off. Your Hot Topic episodes is coming out religiously. I love it. So yeah.
Right on. Yeah, you can find me obviously with us. I usually chat if you're sending us DMs, whether it's be the Sarlacc or Hot Topic podcast. It's on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're all in the group and we all chat a whole bunch. And then Hot Topics coming out as much as I can put them, at least once a week. I did just drop the Thrawn review last week, and it is spoiler filled, and I am a Thrawn fanboy, so.
If you want to get caught up on the Thrawn books and everything, it's a real good deep dive. I actually, because I'm not caught up on the books, and you gave me enough insight to, like, honestly, like, get into finish reading the first trilogy. Right you know, because you got a lot of Chiss lore there, and I love it. Yeah.
Oh, dude. And Scott, what chapter are you on right now?
I'm about halfway through it now. It's fantastic. It's
killing
just
me.
Time. I'm working constantly. So yeah.
I know. It's I'm through again. I'm doing all audiobook on it again, but I'm a chapter away from my third time through, and I get more every time because usually when I'm doing it through a book, I'm doing something else too. My second time through, I was really focused because I was getting ready for the review.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But even now, I'm still catching things. I'm like, I wish I would have thought of that for the video. You know, I wish I would have caught that point for the video. There's so many little points that happen throughout the book that touch back and forth because the way they do it between memories and real stuff. It's really
I like that a lot.
It's a really good book, and the Chiss lore, because you never knew the Chiss were kind of like at this point to me like Yoda's PCs, right? You know about them, you know there's more of them,
right?
But you don't know a lot about them. And now you realize why they need the Empire, why he's with the Empire. There's no doubt he's there to protect his people. So I love it.
Cool,
good stuff. So that review's out, and then you'll have the Attack of the Clones episode next week, and maybe just some random rant because I feel like it.
There you go. Awesome. And then Ernie, the Fallen Fett, what have you been up to besides working? Yeah,
work. That's it. It was nice. I was able to hop on with the Toy Migos today, and I made it here for you guys.
Nice.
So that's it. I've missed everybody though. Lots of chat, lots of talk, but it was nice to be able to step away for a while.
Yeah. Hopefully we see you this weekend.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Okay,
my fingers are crossed. I'll know for sure Friday.
Cool.
Right by Friday evening, I will know for sure. But I can't wait for that. Sounds like a great plan, a great idea. I'm sure everybody will be looking forward to that. But you can catch me with the Toy Migos on They're Not Dolls as we have our Quickie Minis Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thursday, 9 p.m. is our regular show. And check us out there with more info coming in about the parks and everything. I'm trying to update how we do Disney.
Yeah.
With correct information out there because so many people have speculations on when it's opening and everything like that. So hopefully soon. And I'll let you guys know how it goes and everything. Just real quick too, hello to the Chat Migos who jumped from the Quickie Mini today and joined us over here.
What's up?
I saw some pop up in the chat. So thank you guys for coming over and joining us in some Star Wars talk. I greatly appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Don't forget to check out our other videos here on the Sarlacc Digest podcast YouTube channel with reviews and everything by Bootleg Joe, your R2D2 building. We just had Scott do the art book of Rebels, and then Hot Topic. I want to see people give their honest answer to Chris that he changed their mind or that he made good points. Like, don't lie about it because Chris gets you to do that.
Yeah.
So you guys need to stay connected and watch that.
Absolutely.
And then hopefully
this face got laid. I can talk myself into stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Look out. I got married and everything.
Right. Exactly. That's point proven. So hopefully we see more of Bootleg Joe's reviews with some more brand new figures, I hope, coming out.
Yes.
Soon. Right. So definitely check those out.
I'll find some.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the hardest part. That is the hardest part out there.
I'll let you rip open my Comic-Con exclusive toys so you can review those. Awesome, Ernie. Bootleg, you are toy reviewing for us now.
review?
I'm attempting.
You're attempting a toy review. Hey,
but
content is content, man. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Trying to get my feet wet, and it's coming out.
Sure.
My wife loves them. She's dying of laughter when she watches it. I'm like, I'm not even trying to be funny.
She comments on every one of our videos, and I love it.
I'm not even trying to be funny. Yeah, that's funny.
And I'm like,
yeah.
So to Ernie's comment about Chris, there's nothing like listening to Chris review a book. I seriously go back to being in kindergarten. I'll go get my blanket, a carton of milk, and just
mat?
story time.
Yeah.
Yep,
Sit on
story
our
time.
mat and look up at Chris.
Yeah.
Story time with Chris.
Right. Yeah.
That's awesome. We'll have
It's
to.
because I give too much information. I'm telling the damn story. I really need to stop. I'm not a good reviewer.
That's funny. No,
I'm a good talker.
Good.
I can spoil it all day.
It's all good.
So, but
Cool.
you can find me here at the Sarlacc Digest, and you can find me on Instagram at bootlegjoe_760.
Awesome. And finally, last but not least, Scott Solo.
Hey, you can find me here on the Sarlacc Digest. You can find me doing video reviews also. I've got one that I picked something up at Downtown Disney the other day, and I recorded a video for it, and the sound is awful. So I'm going to have to re-record the video again. But you can find me here. You can find me occasionally doing music shows with Nerd Tunes and the Nerds with Attitude, who no longer exist, but Nerd Tunes, where we review our favorite songs of whatever. And you can also, and that's truly what it is. We pick a topic and just kind of riff off of it. And then you can find me at the Art of Scott Solo, an underscore between each word, on Instagram, Scott Solo on Facebook, and of course on the Sarlacc Digest Central, where we just chat Star Wars all day long, 24/7.
24/7. That's no lie.
Yep.
Yes, and you can find me also on the any cosplayers or 3D printing stuff. I'm starting to drop some video diaries and blogs or vlogs that you can on our YouTube channel about my R2D2 build. It's coming along. It's coming along great. Plus all the other projects I'm trying to get stamps on. So check that out. And Lewis, again, from First Choke, thank you again for joining us. Everybody,
anytime, guys.
Yeah, anytime. Your open invitation. It's awesome. Everybody in the chat room, thank you so much. Hit that sub if you haven't already, and that bell notification, because again, we're trying to drop more stuff and don't miss an episode. So again, guys, thank you very much, and I think we're out.
Right on.
Keep it nerdy, everybody.